Thank you, Kelly. Well, nobody connected with Manchester United needs reminding of the significance of the 26th of May. The date is the birthday for Sir Matt Busby, but of course it's also 22 years ago to the day, that dramatic finale in the Nou Camp, and a day that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, will never forget when they beat Bayern by 2-1. But it's also a day that Villarreal will never forget as they compete in their first major European final. And as the referee from France, Clément Turpin, leads out first of all Villarreal in all yellow, they will walk past that Europa League trophy that the two captains will be looking to try and get their hands on at the end of the night. We've got Dion Dublin and Neil Lennon who are with us watching this game on BBC Radio 5 Live. We're also live on BBC Radio Manchester as well as the World Service from the BBC. And as they line up in the impressive arena in Gdansk, we'll run through the two teams in a short while. Neil, of course, you played in the UEFA Cup final. How are these players feeling right now?
Well, there'll be a little bit of nerves, but we're feeling great. We'll be really looking forward to the game now. It's, as Dion touched on earlier, all the prep work's been done, and both teams will be highly motivated. For some, it'll be, the pinnacle of their career so far to play in a European final. For others, they've been there and done that. And, for Villarreal, the first European final will be a huge amount of source of pride for, each individual player in that Villarreal team. So, I'm expecting Manchester United to have the legs on Villarreal, but, I don't think it's going to be as clear-cut as everyone thinks it's going to be, Daniel.
Well, from the side that played Arsenal in the semi-final and got that goalless draw, Unai Emery has made 4 changes for Villarreal. Juan Foyth on loan from Tottenham Hotspur is fit. He's missed the last 6 games, but he plays at right back. Capoue also comes into the side. Chukwueze isn't fit, and Bacca starts instead of Alcácer. So they will line up with Rulli in goal, a back 4 of Foyth, Albiol, Pau Torres, who's been heavily linked with Manchester United, Pedraza at left back, a midfield of Yerry Mina, Dani Parejo, Etienne Capoue and Manu Trigueros. Gerard Moreno and Carlos Bacca are the 2 up front. For Manchester United, David De Gea is in goal. It's a back 4 of Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Lindelof and Shaw. Maguire is on the bench. Fred has been injured this week. He only trained last night. He again is amongst the substitutes. McTominay and Pogba will be in the centre of midfield, with Rashford, Fernandes and Greenwood behind Edison Cavani. And as the two captains, with their pennants in hands, exchange those pennants in the centre circle and meet the match officials, Dion Dublin, you look at that Manchester United front line. Andy Mitten said United need a little bit of luck. The team that needs a little bit of luck is Villarreal, because Manchester United could blow them away.
Look at the team sheet, then you'd expect, with the likes of Rashford and Greenwood's pace, just the 2 of them. The Villarreal defender should be thinking, wow, how do we deal with those 2 young, very talented men? Then you've got the senior Cavani, his expertise in that centre-forward role, making great runs, being an absolute nuisance physically and mentally, and then the genius of Pogba on his day and Fernandes. So yes, you're right, Manchester United shouldn't need any luck. If they play the game to the best of their ability, they should win this game.
But Neil Lennon's words of caution may well be founded on the fact that Villarreal are unbeaten in 14 games in Europe. In fact, they're yet to taste defeat in this season's competition, and technically as well, they are a very, very good side. They might not necessarily have the pace that Manchester United might have, but they'll keep the ball very, very well. Clément Turpin, the French referee, gets the Europa League final underway for 2021. And you're listening to it on BBC Radio 5 Live. And as I say, we're also live on Radio Manchester and the World Service. On the pitches that we're watching, Manchester United in their red shirts, black shorts and black socks will be playing from left to right in this first half against Villarreal in their traditional colours of the all yellow. And certainly Juan Foyth being fit after a very impressive first leg before he picked up the injury against Arsenal. He was very attack-minded in that role against Arsenal. It was masterminded the success against his former side of Unai Emery, who has such a very good record in this competition. He's won it 3 occasions with Sevilla, and he's looking to win it for the 4th time, which would actually surpass Giovanni Trapattoni. And, of course, what we've got to get past is the dreaded curse from Lady Kelly, when she highlighted the fact that in the previous 4 meetings between these two, there's never been a goal.
I think there's plenty of goals in both teams tonight. You know, if you look at the 2 centre forwards for Villarreal, and obviously the array of attacking talent that Manchester United have as well at their disposal. It's just be interesting, Dion, to see how Villarreal approach the game. Will they defend deep and, you know, try and negate the pace on the counter attack and try and win the game ugly?
It's the Man United. Man United going to press, and Man United not going to press. Who's going to be the lead for the press? Cavani goes, everybody comes in behind him. Then that's fine. But as we can see now, Villarreal are just passing it about nice and comfortable. The movement's good. They're going through the thirds. They're in the middle third now, just keeping it nice out to the right, into the middle, back out to the left. Very comfortable with the ball at their feet.
And Bacca actually helps maintain possession for Villarreal. It looked momentarily that they'd lost it, just been given away though by Parejo. Now it's with Bruno Fernandes who can come forward. Great noise that is being generated by the 9,500 supporters in Gdansk in northern Poland, as Villarreal in all yellow. And that was with Etienne Capoue trying to play the ball in field, tidied up by Lindelof. I mean, Maguire was never going to play. The fact that he's on the bench is certainly good news, or potentially encouraging news for Gareth Southgate. In total this season, he's actually not started in 9 games in all competitions. And I thought Tuanzebe might just have got the nod ahead of Bailly, only because he's had that European experience in the few games that Maguire's missed.
Well, I saw Tuanzebe play against Leicester. I thought he was outstanding. I thought he's Manchester United's best player on the night. I've liked him, you know, I've seen him on loan at Villa. The season Villa got promoted. I think he's an excellent. Enough game time for me to establish himself, but I think he's a real talent.
Eric Bailly, who Manchester United signed actually from Villarreal, only had the 1 season in the club on the east of Spain, just shy of 50 appearances that he made before he joined Manchester United, and of course last month he'd signed that new deal to stay at Old Trafford until 2024. Foyth with a throw on the right hand side, looking for Trigueros, cut out by Greenwood, back to Wan-Bissaka over the halfway line, and Wan-Bissaka runs ahead of him on the Manchester United right. Greenwood plays the ball back. Bailly, who we've just been talking about. Lindelof now takes over into the Villarreal half. Out to Rashford left hand side. Shaw goes on the overlap. Pogba's up with him almost by his side. Back to Lindelof once again, and Villarreal have every yellow shirt back behind the ball in these opening exchanges of the Europa League final, brought to you here on BBC Radio. 4 minutes played, 0-0. Wan-Bissaka controls the ball on the right touchline, plays it along the ground towards Greenwood, being held by Parejo, wriggles free, back towards Pogba, 35 yards out from goal, out towards Shaw. Nice steady tempo from Manchester United. Shaw again bombs forward, Rashford tries to find him, cut out by Foyth. He darts after the ball. Lindelof now comes under pressure from Foyth, wraps a leg around the Swedish international, and Manchester United are being forced back. What have you made of the start 5 minutes in, Dion?
You know what, I think Villarreal have done well, that they're kind of forcing Manchester United to play slowly. Manchester United aren't very effective to play slowly. They want to go quick, they want to do counter-attacks, and just forcing them to slow it down and to go from left of the pitch to right of the pitch, big switches, and Manchester United now are having to think about how to play this game.
McTominay, Lindelof comes onto the attack, Shaw stays out wide, left hand side, Shaw's first time ball played in low, Cavani gets on the end of it, but his first touch is a diagonal one to take him away from goal, and in the end it's run out of play for a goal kick. In many ways, that goal of straw that they had at Arsenal was their first in 21 matches in European competition since they played Glasgow Rangers in 2018. But the way that they dug in and they defended and restricted Arsenal to few opportunities might actually set them up quite well for this game, Neil.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think they're any mugs, and I think if you look at their defensive record throughout the tournament, it's been pretty impressive. Dion's right. They are sort of setting their stall out to defend deep. My problem with that is do they have an out ball then? Do you want to get out? They're going to have to play their way out, and it's going to be a long way up the pitch for them without any sort of pace in the wider areas.
You know what, they're leaving Marino up front on his own, and even if you do get that out ball out and he does hold it up, you've got to be very, very quickly in getting in and around him, because Manchester United are, and how they should do as well, one defender in front, one defender behind when they're in possession.
Former Celtic teammates Dion Dublin and Neil Lennon watching this game on BBC Radio 5 Live, and Neil's right about Villarreal's defensive capabilities in this season's competition as the ball is pulled back to McTominay, and McTominay drags it wide, right-footed, well off target, out for a goal kick. They've kept 7 clean sheets, which actually is the joint most in the Europa League this season, although their goal came under threat then.
Yes, Rashford, he's got that dynamism and end product as well. Breaks the tackle, drives at the Villarreal defence, then picks out McTominay on the edge of the box. But Villarreal had good numbers, good blocks in front of the goalkeeper, so a sort of half chance really.
So he pulled it, didn't he? Sorry, Dano, he pulled it, didn't quite catch it there, McTominay.
Here is Greenwood, Wan-Bissaka right hand side along the ground. Fernandes and Greenwood getting each other's way, and Pedraza will be able to bring this ball clear. Sliding in was Wan-Bissaka, high up the pitch, out of a play, it goes for a throw. So many ways to listen to us tonight, not just on 5 Live, the World Service and Radio Manchester, but of course BBC Sounds is another alternative, and the BBC Sport website and app. Endless ways to listen to our coverage of the Europa League, and of course we'll be ready to do it all again for the Champions League at the weekend. The only exception, on Saturday night we will actually be inside the stadium. The Estadio Dragao for Chelsea against Manchester City. The build-up on Saturday starts at 6 ahead of the 8 o'clock commentary. Here is Rashford, challenged by Foyt, was a good one just outside the area. Rashford though has stayed down. Here is Moreno turning, 360-degree turn, but the French referee has blown his whistle. Villarreal player is down, and it's a head injury, and that's the reason why Clement Turpin has stopped play, 0-0. 8 minutes played.
Pogba was right in there, Dano, in shouting for the referee to come over, so looks like it could be a real bad knock to the head for the Villarreal player. We'll see it again. That's the tackle. Oh, that was a foul. That was a foul by Foyt on Rashford. This is going to be interesting for Manchester United's mentality. They've got to show patience now. They've got to be switched on with set players against. But the game's there for them. Villarreal are obviously quite happy to defend in the final third of the pitch. Manchester United just have to show maturity now, make sure they don't get frustrated, take their time and try and get the goals if and when the opportunity arises. But they must, keep their mentality strong throughout this game.
The Villarreal player is down, is actually Juan Foyth. He stood on the ball, and as a result it threw him off balance, and then his momentum took him forward, and his head has caught the knee of Paul Pogba, and Neil quite rightly says that he then brought the attention to the referee, but already the stretcher is being called for, and for a player who's only just returned after an absence of 6 with a hamstring injury, the last thing any manager would want is to be forced into an early change.
Yeah, it's quite a bad clash on his knee as well. He's up now on his feet, which is good to see. That the stretcher is there by the side of him. The physio's dealing with what looks like a bloody nose or some kind of cut. We can't see underneath that sort of big bandage that he's got on his nose area.
You can also see at the side of his eyes come up, actually, hasn't he, on his right side?
You can see it's kind of swollen. It's just the bruise is on its way, and having hit my head many times, whether it's with another player's head or an elbow, it's sometimes you get that delayed kind of reaction, and the bruise comes out, and Pogba knew straight away. Players know when there's been a real bad collision.
Is that why Neil calls you dizzy?
Yes.
Can I tell you a true story?
Go on.
The game's restarting, and we'll tell you about it in a bit.
Okay, we'll keep that one on hold for the next stoppage. Play is back underway. Foyt though is still getting treatment. Temporarily Villarreal are down to 10 men, 0-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. I think he's just trying to stem the flow of blood as well for Juan Foyt. Pau Torres back to the goalkeeper, Geronimo Rulli, who is the cup goalkeeper, hardly plays in the league. Argentinian international, as Bacca keeping the ball in play but only presenting it towards McTominay. Now with Paul Pogba, chips it forward. Greenwood controls the ball, right hand side of the penalty area, plays it in low, and Capoue is back there helping out, turns it behind for a corner kick. 11 minutes played.
It was a great ball, wasn't it? It was a Pogba who played that to Greenwood. Yeah, and Capoue does really, what a ball by Pogba, outside of the foot, chipped straight to the feet of Greenwood. Great defending from Capoue though, because Cavani was waiting for a tap-in. Good player from Manchester United there.
So Manchester United have a corner on the right hand side. 12 in the 12th minute, sure to take it, left-footed, headed out by Moreno. Teed up now for Bruno Fernandes, plays the ball back in, over the top. Pogba, was he offside? Yep, the referee. Okay, true story time.
Dion would have been at Cambridge, that was a crew. Me and him sort of had a clash, accidental. And I played on, it was first half, played the second half. And driving home, I could not remember a minute of the second half.
No, really?
Yeah, I think it was 1920 at the time, and you were at Cambridge and I was a crew. Before you went to Man U, I remember, getting in the car and going, did we win that game? Or I couldn't remember a thing about the second half. True story.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever told you that.
No, I didn't know about that. And that's a scary thing, Deno, from when me and Lenny were playing. Everybody's had these bad head injuries and bad head clashes. This is why we have to take this situation very, very seriously.
Well, the reason we're talking about that is that Juan Foyth has now got his head bandaged, fresh shirt being placed back over that head, and he's going to be fit to continue. And they're going to be back up to their, in fact they are now back up to their full quota of 11. He only played 32 appearances for Tottenham in his 4 seasons. This actually is his 32nd appearance for Villarreal, so he's getting plenty of first team experience out in Spain. We'll wait to see where his future is, whether he stays out in Spain or whether he's part of whoever is the new manager of Tottenham Hotspur for next season. 13 minutes played, Villarreal 0, Manchester United 0. McTominay now has the ball in the centre circle. Manchester United are playing from left to right. Shaw over the halfway line along the ground, finds Rashford. Interception though came back from Yeremy Pino, cleared then by Albiol. Up in the air it goes, flicked on. Shaw then got a little knock on the head as well there from Yeremy, and that'll be a free kick to Villarreal.
They have done their work, Deno, because going down the left hand side, when Marcus Rashford gets the ball, Foyth, he's on his own, he's one-on-one. They have made sure that Marcus Rashford cannot come on his right foot and get that shot off. Capoue might be sitting in there just to block that off, and he's forcing Marcus Rashford to do something different rather than shoot. It's the same on the other side as well with Pedraza and Greenwood. Greenwood likes to come off his right foot onto his left. They're doubling up. They know exactly what they want to do.
You look through this Villarreal starting 11. They've got 8 internationals in the 11. And then even those who are not capped, Trigueros has been a very highly consistent midfielder for them. Pedraza, who's playing at left back. Leeds United fans might remember him from his loan spell at Ellen Road about 4 years ago. And then you've got Yeremy Pino, who's an 18-year-old and a very attack-minded and exciting player, wide right for Villarreal. Been playing now for a quarter of an hour, and yet to have an opportunity, a serious opportunity. Just one shot from McTominay that was dragged wide, but it's a free kick for Villarreal. Parejo clips it forward, out towards the left-hand side. Pedraza was trying to whip over the cross. It was blocked by Wan-Bissaka, and it's gone behind, and it's a corner kick for Villarreal.
It's too easy that, quick free kick, and Pedraza gets into the left-hand area, gets a corner opportunity for Villarreal, which is exactly what they'll be looking for. I think both managers, Deno, at the minute will be pretty happy with both their respective teams have started.
This is where they scored one of the goals against Arsenal. Albiol made a run towards the far post. Corner's taken short, goes in towards the far post. Arriving late was Trigueros, but he couldn't keep it down, and right-footed. He's absolutely skied that at the end, where a lot of the Manchester United supporters are housed. Socially distanced, of course, in that end, and it would have taken a very special strike.
I mean, the ball wasn't bad. It did find him Trigueros on the far post, but he didn't catch it. The ball, he'd gone with a 7 iron. He should have gone with more of a 4 or 5 iron, I think. More of a ping to the far post.
Going to be a problem for Juan Foyth. He's heavily bandaged with his head, but blood is still pouring out of his nose, despite the fact that he's got the swab at one of the nostrils. There's still a lot of blood, and from a health point of view, you would think that the referee, as soon as he spots that, is going to have to get him off the field of play for further treatment. Shaw brings the ball away for Manchester United, up towards Cavani. Albiol was tight behind him and actually fouls Cavani as he wraps him around the ankle, and the bearded defender pleads his innocence as Cavani is on the floor writhing in agony. 16 minutes played. Tight start, 0-0.
Yeah, it's good, it's interesting. I think, both teams have settled well. I think, Villarreal have got a game plan. I think Albiol's just letting know Cavani that he's going to be touch tight to him and he's going to be physical. Capuis started the game well, but United look comfortable in possession, no panic, nice and calm. So yeah, well, it's not been a dynamic start. It's been a good game to watch so far.
It's a danger, isn't it, as well, Lenny? While you have this control, you need to do something with it. Man United have had most of the ball. It's 0-0, isn't it? You need to get the goals.
That's what I'm saying. They can't panic though. They've got to be patient, and this will really test the maturity now of what they are as a team.
17 minutes played, still goalless. BBC Radio 5 Live, and as we thought, Foyth is back off the pitch once again, and they've just taken out that swab and more blood just gushed out of his nostrils. So down to 10, and as it means that Yeremy's just going to have to fill in as a right back. Manchester United now will try and exploit that gap, but Moreno's helping fill in as well. He plays the ball inside. Parejo to Bacca, gets it out from underneath his feet, manages, he thought he was fouled. Villarreal thought there was a foul there on Carlos Bacca, but the referee says not. The whistles from the Spanish supporters inside the stadium in Gdansk. Pogba's forward ball, not cut out by Capu, reaches Rashford, left-hand side, and Yeremy then brings the ball away. And then the little back heel might actually gift the ball back towards Cavani. Didn't do his teammates any favours there. It's Gerard Moreno who in the end has a little tussle with Cavani. No foul, says the referee. Certainly it's a competitive Europa League final. Now it's Bacca, Pogba trying to win the ball back for Manchester United. And now Juan Foyth is summoned back onto the pitch by the referee. In comes the cross from the left-hand side, rides up the legs of Pau Torres, and it's gathered in by the goalkeeper Rulli.
I think you've got to be careful with Foyth, to be honest with you. It was a bad collision with Pogba's knee. The blood that just came out of his nose was non-stop, and his head's bandaged as well, so that's one that he's got to be careful of. Manchester United are playing well, but Villarreal are organised. It's a good match.
Here is Wan-Bissaka, back to McTominay. Greenwood provides the width on the right-hand side. McTominay, the Scottish international, runs in field. Along the ground finds Luke Shaw. Rashford goes out to the left. Pogba goes on ahead of him, out on that far side. Back then once more with Shaw. But it's the two banks of four of those yellow shirts that are camped inside their own half. And Manchester United at the minute are playing in front of those yellow shirts of Villarreal. Pogba to Shaw. The French World Cup winner gets it back. Now it's with Wan-Bissaka, right side of the centre circle. Greenwood comes midway through the Villarreal half. Trigueros with a little swish of the right hand, wants Villarreal not to sit too deep. Wan-Bissaka ventures forward, finds the ball inside towards Greenwood, right corner of the area, out to Wan-Bissaka. In comes the cross, headed away by Albiol, congested by Shaw, fires the ball back in left-footed and across the face of goal, and out for a goal kick. 20 minutes played, 0-0.
That's good play from United, and they have to play like that. They have to play quicker. 1 and 2 touch that time, got them into a great crossing area. Wan-Bissaka wasn't looking for anybody, he just left it into that area there. It went across the 6-yard line, it got cleared, fell to Shaw, and Shaw's first touch was lovely, sat it onto his left foot, and he just tried to put a bit of fade into it, and he just didn't get enough on it. He was about 5 yards wide. Not a bad start for United, not a bad start at all.
Tell you what, Dizzy, Fernandes was inches away from topping that in. It was really well smashed across the box. I don't know if it was in front of him or went through his legs, but he's in front of the goal. It was a really good player from United. Like I said, it is a good game. It's very tactical, obviously, but Man United look nice and calm at the minute, although they conceded a free kick here, Danny.
From a tactical point of view, How do Villarreal get an out ball?
Well, that's what we touched on earlier.
Here comes that free kick, floated up towards Gerard Moreno, brushes off the head of Bailly. Because from a neutral and from a layman here, you're looking, thinking it's got to come from a set piece.
Well, yeah, look, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if that's the way Emery thinks his team can win the game, so, you know, I think they've got a long way to go to get into an attacking sort of phase of play from where they win the ball back from Manchester United at times. But they've got a corner now, and maybe something they've worked on again might come to fruition here.
Parejo is going to take it. He had a loan spell at Queen's Park Rangers back in 2008-2009 in the Championship from his Real Madrid days. He's going to take this set piece. It's a corner kick on the left-hand side. Again, Albiol would be the threat. In it comes now from Parejo. It was aimed towards Albiol, headed out only as far as Jeremy, fires it back in, came off McTominay. It'll go behind for another corner kick to Villarreal. We're midway through almost the first half and it's still 0-0, and United have still got some defending to do from another corner kick here.
Did brilliant. McTominay twice there, the header and then the block, gets out, blocks the shot. Superb header from the corner, but again,
I like that side of him there.
Yeah,
I like that side of him.
He's done really, really well, does he? And from Villarreal's point of view, they'll be happy. There's no tempo now, they're slowing the game down, take the frustration, you know, get Man United frustrated, and he's got great delivery, Parejo.
Well, he's gone out to the other side. It'll be the right hand side. It'll be an outswinger. Parejo this time cleared, didn't beat the first man by Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. Played back in there by Trigueros, headed up in the air by Bailly, not once but twice, and eventually, it was hooked clear, but up in the air by Rashford. Still can't get the ball away, only partially cleared. Backer with a wonderful cross back in, and then the header over the top by a tumbling Pau Torres off target, and it's 0-0.
Was that a Rabona cross we've just seen there? That was outstanding. That is an amazing piece of skill there from Bakker. Right foot behind the left foot, going down the left-hand side. There we are, watching it again. Chips it to the middle of the goal. It's an absolutely fantastic cross. Just couldn't get his teammate on the end of it. Couldn't get him hitting the target on this occasion. But Villarreal, the more you give them the ball, the more they look comfortable.
Manchester United now might try and hit them on a little bit on the break because they've got some areas to run into now. Greenwood plays it and hoists the ball out towards Cavani. Cavani's touch, up into the air it goes. He was looking towards Rashford, but it went up rather than across, and it was gathered in by the goalkeeper Rulli. But that was probably the first opportunity where there's been space for them to attack.
A little bit open there, Villarreal on the counter. First time Man United have exposed that. I think he should do better, Cavani.
Shot comes in from distance, saved by Rulli.
It was an unbelievable ball from Greenwood. If he takes his left, he might get a shot on target there, Cavani. But game's opening up a little bit now, which is obviously better for Manchester United.
24 minutes played. Villarreal 0, Manchester United 0. Albiol to Foyth. Strokes the ball back towards his goalkeeper, all in orange, and now towards Pau Torres. There's talk that he's got this £50 million release clause that Manchester United are going to try and activate. We might be seeing more of Pau Torres, who, when we said to Jose Enrique ahead of the game, 10 players have come up through the academy system. He was actually born in the town of Villarreal, and he is one of those players who's come through the youth system. So what a proud night it will be for Pau Torres, who this week was named in the Spanish squad for the Euros, which of course comprehensive coverage on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds to come. But this is the Europa League final and it's still goalless. Pogba scored 4 years ago in Stockholm against Ajax. Wan-Bissaka right hand side to Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka gives the ball away. Albiol clears it for Villarreal, and out it goes for a throw. And still, these two sides are yet to produce a goal.
And the referee's letting a lot go, isn't he? The referee's a few physical challenges, a few accidental bumps and challenges, and he's not even bothering. He's just waving his arms away as for sake, get yourself up, lads. I'm not going to be blowing the whistle all night for you guys.
He is one of the officials for the forthcoming Euros. He's been an international referee since 2010. As Bailly out to Wan-Bissaka, red shirts, black shorts, playing from left to right. McTominay over the halfway line for Manchester United, but again every player is back behind the ball for Villarreal. Lindelof along the ground finds Shaw, left hand side. Rashford back to the Swedish international. Now it's with Rashford once again, almost standing still, hits a diagonal ball. Wan-Bissaka takes it high on the chest, brings it under control, level with the penalty area right hand side. Ball won't go with him in the wet conditions, just a little bit sticky there on the surface in Gdansk. McTominay back to Pogba, chips the ball forward, and Bruno Fernandes jumping into Rulli, but a confident take by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you know what, I just think United need to, I can see Bruno Fernandes now, he wanted to try and get on the end of that, he had to pull out at the end. Keeper was comfortable with the catch, and Bruno tries to get out of the way, but I just think United move it a bit quicker, 1 and 2 touch. I believe they'll be able to create more chances.
Here is Pogba, caught in possession by Yeremy Pino. Now it's with Moreno over the halfway line, passes the ball now to Yeremy, who's running forward, and he shoots, and he's dragged his right-footed shot wide from the edge of the area, and it was no real threat to David De Gea, but it will still go down as a chance nevertheless.
It's sort of a half chance, really. Decent little break from Villarreal. Pogba got his pocket pinched and the break on him, but again, no real threat to De Gea. Dion touched on United moving the ball quickly, he's right, and I also think Fernandes could do becoming a little bit deeper and sort of making a 3 against 2 against the midfield and getting him on the ball on the half turn, because at the minute it's side to side and in front, and they need that sort of penetrating pass to break the lines for Villarreal, and that's where Fernandes has to come and join in at times.
We're approaching the half-hour mark in Gdansk. Lindelof to Luke Shaw. Rashford's gone on a dart ahead of him on the left-hand side, but Shaw opts to go back to Lindelof. Spanish voices that you can hear, all decked out in yellow on a grey, drab evening in northern Poland. We can see the rain falling on the pitches that we're watching as David De Gea, that wasn't the best clearance, straight to Trigueros. Parejo gives it back to Trigueros once again, central position, threads it forward. Here is Gerard Moreno, and as it was played into him, he couldn't control the ball with his left foot, and David De Gea now will pass the ball out from inside his 6-yard area to Wan-Bissaka, but he comes under pressure from Trigueros straight away. They're trying to beat the press, but McTominay opens up his body, and now Pogba takes over, but didn't beat it was Moreno actually struck his rib cage and rebounded back towards him, as Cavani now has just given away a foul. He's just getting a talking to from the referee.
It's just sloppy from Manchester United for the first time really in the game. De Gea sort of miskicks his clearance, and then Pogba's got time on the ball, and that's part of his game he has to take out. He tries to hit a long diagonal but smashes straight into the Villarreal player, gives Villarreal possession. Now they've got a free kick, they can load it up again. That's what Villarreal want.
Parejo with a free kick for Villarreal. It's curling its way forward, and Gerard Moreno has got on the end of the free kick, and Villarreal have taken the lead just before the half hour. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 0, and in their first major European final, Gerard Moreno becomes the joint leading all-time goal scorer for the club on a night that he will never forget. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 0.
You know what, it's okay having all the possession. I mentioned it to Lenny before, it's okay having that. I'm watching the free kick here, the line's fine. There's nothing wrong with Manchester United's line. It's just that I think is it Lindelof? The player that Lindelof, I think it must be Moreno, yeah, it's Gerard Moreno. Look, he pushes Lindelof off, he wants it more. Not strong enough for me, Lindelof, you've got to do more there. You are the central defender. Keep the ball in front of you, don't allow it to go behind you. It's a good finish, it's a good cross, and they've been resilient and they've got the lead.
It's exactly the way they've played the game, Dion. This is exactly what they wanted. They know that they're not going to outrun Manchester United, so they've been concentrated, good shape about them, and scored exactly the way we thought they might do from a set play. It's poor from Bailly and Lindelof that they've let the gap become too big. Moreno's movement's good, but it's just a decent ball into the box, and Lindelof, you're spot on, hasn't dealt with it the way he should have done.
Didn't seem to be the cleanest finish either, did it?
Doesn't matter, Daniel, does it?
No.
That's the thing, Daniel. If he'd have caught it clean, it might have been saved. As a forward, anybody in that position, doesn't matter.
Well, we said that their threat would probably only have to come from a set piece, the way that they've been defending deep. And Gerard Moreno, with his 30th goal of the season, the best form of his career, and it means that he now equals Giuseppe Rossi, the former Manchester United player, as the joint leading all-time goal scorer for Villarreal, taking his tally to 82. Manchester United, however, remember, have made a habit of coming from behind to win games in the Premier League this season. They've won 10 of 15 after conceding first in the Premier League. They're going to have to try and transform that form now to the Europa League, because they are behind. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 0. And if we thought that Villarreal were a tough nut to crack when it was 0-0, now they've got something to protect. Nothing's going to change as far as their game plan's concerned.
No, not at all. They're one up. What they've been told to do on the pitch from their manager, they've done it to the letter. They've got themselves in front. Get the centre forward a chance, put the ball in the box at every opportunity. We might not beat them with total football, but let's get into the box.
Manchester United behind. Bailly at a walking pace inside the centre circle over the halfway line. Lindelof. Fullback is pushed on Shaw on that far side. Fernandes tries to find him. Shaw, the return ball from Rashford given away, and the patched up Foyth will bring the ball clear. Trigueros, nice little turn, runs into trouble though in the shape of McTominay, brings the ball clear. McTominay then loses the ball, and now it's with Bacca for Villarreal, but the yellow shirts are reluctant to go on ahead of him, and now it's McTominay to Cavani. Greenwood, right hand side, midway through the Villarreal half. We've got about 13 minutes to go to half time. Pogba to Shaw. Can't really recall too many occasions where they've got round the back of Villarreal, Manchester United.
No, they're trying, Manchester United, but they just haven't put any dangerous crosses in the box. If they have, it's been cleared, as this one has been cleared as well. Sometimes as a centre forward you can make run after run after run. If the ball doesn't come in, you stop making that run, and I think it looks like Cavani may have done that.
He's got to tidy up Wan-Bissaka. That's twice now he's given the ball away under no pressure. But we're seeing sort of snippets now of Fernandes coming a little bit deeper, getting in those pockets and starting to get on the half turn. It's really essential that he does that because of the way Villarreal are set up. They need a penetrating straight ball or a central ball for them to get it in, suck Villarreal in, and then get it into the wider areas where they can maybe then get around the back of Villarreal. At the minute, it's still in front of Villarreal, and it's comfortable. What Man United can't do at the minute, Dion, is panic.
Well, they're getting very animated. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the touchline. Not too sure whether that was directed at Cavani, but the pictures we were watching, certainly Cavani was remonstrating with somebody. 11 minutes to go to half time. United are behind. 5 Live, Radio Manchester, the World Service, BBC Sounds, and the website and app. Here is Lindelof just outside the centre circle. Pogba. Now it's with Bailly. Rashford's in a central area coming short, but again, everybody back behind the ball. They just can't prise open this Villarreal side, and Foyth running back will take over his clearance. Here is Capoue, and he was fouled by Shaw, and the former Tottenham and Watford midfielder goes to ground, and a free kick. But
that's what I'm talking about. You got to be patient. There's frustration boiling already. You know, Man United have got Villarreal locked in the corner, and Shaw gives away a cheap free kick. All that does is waste a bit of time, gives Villarreal a break, and lets them get up the pitch.
They just look a bit disjointed for me, Manchester United. They don't seem to be working in pairs. Pogba and Bruno don't seem to be working in pairs. They're very sort of, I'll do my little bit, then I'll pass it to you, you do your little bit. I want to see more pairings, more working together, more teamwork from Manchester United.
10 minutes to go to the break. Villarreal are ahead by 1-0. They have a throw on the right hand side that Foyth is in no real hurry to take. Not much movement from the yellow shirts for the on loan Tottenham defender, the Argentinian international, as Pogba now has it, and Pogba will win a United throw off the legs of Yeremy Pino, but it's still midway through their own half, and they go back to Lindelof. Lindelof then to McTominay, comes under pressure, turns and plays the ball out by Greenwood towards that far side, the left, for Shaw over the halfway line. Fernandes and Rashford are ahead of him. With the aid of a deflection, it reaches Pogba, headed away by Pau Torres. Little flick inside by the goal scorer Moreno, didn't quite come off. McTominay now to Wan-Bissaka, running forward. There's Wan-Bissaka's cross. Albiol holds it away, brought down off the chest there by Moreno. He holds on to the ball, tries to pass the ball towards Pedraza, but Wan-Bissaka was there to cut him off, and Manchester United have the ball back. McTominay now comes forward. It's a strong run by McTominay, right hand side of the penalty area, but he drives his cross behind the goal and out for a goal kick. 9 minutes to go to the break, 1-0 to Villarreal.
It's better from United though, you know, for the last 2 or 3 minutes they kept it, they moved the ball quicker, it looked more like Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka being more and more positive, putting a great ball in the box, Bailly being in the right place at the right time. So much better. I'm looking at Cavani here, he's frustrated because there's not much that's come in the box of quality.
Gary's just passed me a note, our producer, after 4 goalless draws between the two. It's the first goal in 389 minutes of football between Manchester United and Villarreal. I'm glad that UEFA worked out the sums rather than myself. As Rashford now is forward for Manchester United. They're looking for the equaliser. Rashford, left-hand side, tries to stroke the ball in towards Cavani. Cleared though by the Villarreal defence, and it goes all the way through to David De Gea, who pushes the ball forward towards Lindelof. The full-backs are forward and quite wide for Manchester United. Here's Shaw on the left-hand side. Rashford's ahead of him. Holds on to the ball. Rashford now takes over, passes the ball towards Shaw, gets round the back, cuts it back off the legs of Albiol and up into the arms of the grateful goalkeeper, who dives forward. Manchester United struggling to carve out opportunities.
It's just the final ball though. There's a great bit of movement between Shaw and Rashford. That, you know, move we see a lot where it goes wide to Rashford, Shaw makes the inside run, lovely bit of pass to the byline, but just the final ball was poor. You know, there are enough people in the box. I still want to see Fernandes have more of an impact on this game. You know, it's tailor-made for him with Villarreal defending the way they are, but he's finding it difficult to make an impact at the minute, and if it's not going to be him, then one of the wide men need to come inside and join in.
Here is Bailly running forward. Neil Lennon and Dion Dublin are with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live, and we have 7 minutes to go to half-time. Manchester United looking for an equaliser in the Europa League final. McTominay under pressure from Bacca, got a foot into the challenge, goes out towards Lindelof on the halfway line. The whistles from the Spanish supporters as Bailly, former Villarreal player, at a walking pace midway through their half to Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Back with Bailly once again, preferred in central defence to partner Lindelof, who's on the ball now instead of Tuanzebe. Harry Maguire's on the bench. Shaw, England international, left-hand side. Rashford runs towards him, they work the 1-2. Shaw with the cross, Albiol stretching his header out towards Wan-Bissaka, edge of the area, hard for him to control. Bouncing ball, might have touched his shoulder on one occasion. Eventually Manchester United get it back with Bailly to Wan-Bissaka, but again every yellow shirt is back, looking to close down Manchester United. Rashford, Lindelof pushes the ball out towards Shaw. Rashford goes on ahead of him, left-hand side of the penalty area, down towards the byline, and Cabu just about has kept that ball in play. He comes under pressure now, and his clearance will only go as far as Pogba. They can't get out Villarreal. Manchester United, Pogba to Rashford, threads it forward towards Cavani. Pau Torres is there, Cavani gets it back, but there was Parejo just at the right time for Villarreal to cut out the ball that was intended for Rashford, and now Villarreal protecting that slender lead with Gerard Moreno out towards Jeremy, and from a tight corner they've kept the ball very, very well in those circumstances.
Listen, you know, even though Manchester United have come into the game in the last 5 minutes, they've taken charge of the ball, they've moved it really well, a little bit quicker, getting more joy. Villarreal have defended really well, they've got into good pockets, they've made sure that United have taken the difficult way round rather than going through the heart of the side. Very, very organised side. If Man United can keep going at this pace, they've got to create more chances.
Neil, your words of caution at the very start of the game are coming, you know.
Daniel, this is a European final. Honestly, this team are a good team, you know, at the end of the day, but I still think they're beatable. I think if Man United take care of the ball in the final bit, then, you know, they'll score. But because they're working, I agree with you. I think the response from the goals been good, Manchester United, without working the goalkeeper yet. They've got to start creating more with the ball.
Well, the goal was scored on the half hour from a free kick. Villarreal lead by a goal to nil. Pau Torres cuts it out. Ball played forward by Cavani. Bruno Fernandes chases after it. Sliding in was Pedraza. And did he get the touch to force it onto the shins of Bruno Fernandes? The assistant referee thought so. He's indicated it is a goal kick.
It's the right decision. It's the right decision. Again, just feeling on that final bit, Man United at the minute. And the frustration. I think it'll be good for Ollie to get them in at half time if they can't get an equaliser before then. Just settle them down and play with a quicker tempo in the second half now, because they've got to chase the game now.
Under 4 minutes to go to half time, and Unai Emery, who has only lost 2 of his 6 encounters against Manchester United, sees his side have a slender lead. Lindelof heads it down towards Shaw. They've dominated in terms of possession, Manchester United, but it's Villarreal, the most important statistic, who have the lead. Here is Wan-Bissaka, right-hand side, goes back to Eric Bailly. Bailly will run forward, Pogba's just ahead of him, and now French international takes over, passes the ball to Lindelof, left-hand side, comes over the halfway line. Again, a gentle pace though for Manchester United. Comfortable for Villarreal as they play in front of them. McTominay now runs forward to try and inject a little bit of urgency into this United play. McTominay being tracked by Carlos Bacca, the veteran Colombian international. Bruno Fernandes back to Lindelof, now to Bailly once more. Passes the ball to Bruno Fernandes. Shaw stayed high and wide on the left hand side, goes short and square forward of the centre circle to Pogba. Rashford again plays the ball back. Villarreal, I would imagine, are quite happy to see Manchester United keep the ball in this area of the field. 2.5 minutes to go to half time. They lead by a goal to nil, the side who finished 7th in La Liga. They thought they were heading to the Europa Conference League. Might well be a ticket towards the Champions League if they can win the Europa League in Gdansk this evening. Here is Lindelof to Shaw. Shaw waits. Back to Lindelof once again. They're being patient, Manchester United. Pogba switches play to Wan-Bissaka. Around knee height, brings the ball under control. Goes on the inside for McTominay. Short forward ball. Greenwood to Wan-Bissaka. Had to stretch for it a little bit, forced away from goal. Greenwood midway through the Villarreal half, just can't find a way through, and now the break could be on for Villarreal. Gerard Moreno, the outlet towards the right hand side is Yeremy Pina, and he's now running forward. He's got pace, the teenager, enters the penalty area right hand side. Yeremy still going towards the byline and wins a corner, does he? No, decision has gone against him.
It's good play, from Villarreal. It really is so organised. Capu and Parejo are just sat on the toes of Albiol, the skipper, and Torres, and they're not moving. There's like 2 banks of 4. They're so structured, forcing United to try something out the ordinary, and they haven't found any answers yet, Manchester United.
60 seconds of normal time remain in the first half. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 0. Bailly's forward ball laid off by Fernandes to Greenwood, running forward at pace, out to Wan-Bissaka, crosses first time from the right hand side. Fernandes stretches on the edge of the penalty area. Parejo with a yell says that one's mine. His forward ball takes a deflection off Gerard Moreno. Trigueros plays it forward but gives it away straight to Eric Bailly. Is there time in this first half? There will be 2 minutes of added on time, as here is Rashford, runs into Foyth, who gets the challenge in. Gerard Moreno was caught dwelling on the ball, he's lost it. Rashford does a little step over, skips over the challenge from Trigueros, comes on the inside of Pedraza, plays it in low. Pau Torres got the block inside the 6-yard area. McTominay climbs all over his man to head the ball forward, and Pedraza plays it forward. Great skill by Rashford.
I was going to say, I'd love to see Rashford and Greenwood just have a swap for 5 minutes, Lenny. Just have a little change, come on the right hand side, Rashford. He's come on the right hand side, he's nearly tore them apart.
Do you want the honest? The first time any Man United player has been brave on the ball and actually taking people on, which is what you need to do against. Here we go,
and it's what Greenwood's doing now. Greenwood fires the ball in, almost an own goal. It came off the body of Albiol, and as far as he's concerned, he was relieved to see it deflect into the arms of his goalkeeper Rulli. But Greenwood there, he outstripped Pedraza, the left back, just with an injection of pace down the right hand side, whipped the ball in. There were two waiting for it, and in the end it was into the grateful arms of Rulli.
Hey, that's unlucky. That ball could have dropped anywhere. It's much better from Greenwood. 1v1, running at people. We've seen it 30 seconds earlier with Rashford. That's what you need. You need to be braver on the ball. We had a passage of play with Dion was touching on 2 minutes earlier where Man United passed for the sake of passing, got absolutely nowhere, and Villarreal sucked the life out of him and then broke on him. They can't afford to get lulled into that sense of casualness with the ball and slowing the tempo down. It needs a Fernandes, it needs a Rashford, it needs a Greenwood to get on and break the lines, which is what we're seeing more from Man United in the last 2 minutes than we've seen the whole first half.
Yeah, that was a good cross that came in from Greenwood, it really was, and it hit Albiol, the skipper, in a place which is very, very painful, let me tell you.
Yes, his eyes will be watering. The former Manchester United striker Dion Dublin, the former Celtic manager Neil Lennon, watching this game with us on BBC Radio 5 Live, as with 20 seconds remaining of the 2 minutes of stoppage time, the goal scorer Gerard Moreno has just won a corner kick for Villarreal. The last thing that Manchester United want to do now is to concede another one. This will be the last bit of action in this first half. The Spanish side are leading through Moreno's goal from a free kick. Foyth is forward from the back. Albiol 2, Pau Torres. It'll be Parejo to take the corner kick. In it comes now, headed away in front of his own goalkeeper McTominay by David De Gea, and there is the half-time whistle from the French referee Clément Turpin. There will be the analysis of this first half with Dion and Neil, with Kelly Cates during half-time on BBC Radio 5 Live. But of course we're also on Radio Manchester and World Service. So the half-time score in Gdansk is Villarreal 1, Manchester United 0. Thank you, Kelly. Well, Manchester United might need to summon up the spirit of the Nou Camp from 22 years ago, where they came from behind. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, was heavily involved on that dramatic night as they won the Champions League, but as they start the second half, they are trailing to Villarreal by a goal to nil. Gerard Moreno with the only goal of the game after 29 minutes, and watching the pictures, doesn't appear to be any changes that have been made by either side. So I'll run through the two teams for you, with Manchester United in this second half playing from right to left in their red shirts and black shorts, with David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Lindelof and Shaw the defence, midfield of McTominay and Pogba, with Fernandes, Rashford and Greenwood behind Edinson Cavani. For Villarreal, Rulli is in goal, Foyth, Albiol, Torres and Pedraza the defence, 4-4-2, Yeremy Pino, Parejo, Capu, Trigueros the midfield, Bacca and the goal scorer Moreno are up front, all in yellow, and in the second half they'll be playing from left to right. And we saw in the latter stage of that first half Manchester United going with a little bit more gusto to attack Villarreal. Will they do the same at the start of the second half as Rashford picks up the ball but runs straight into Yeremy? And what words of wisdom have been passed on by manager Solskjaer. Sir Alex Ferguson, who travelled out with the team yesterday, is in the stands as the representative for Manchester United in the VIP area in the stadium in Gdansk, and just trying to summon up the same words of wisdom that helped him be so successful. But we have seen this Villarreal side be such a stubborn side to break down. Yeah, we're just watching Bailly getting a bit frustrated as well by going into the back of the centre forward there and not really touching him. Centre forward's rolling about, referee doesn't give it. He does 3 rolls, doesn't give it. He goes 4 rolls, and the referee gives a free kick to Villarreal. I just think United have got to be patient now. Just don't panic. There's lots of time to go in this game. Trigueros hits the ball forward. Pedraza tries to meet it on the full. Might get a second chance to deliver the ball. Oh, it hasn't been properly dealt with. It was scruffy ball inside the area. Bit of a scramble inside the 6-yard box. And eventually Bailly manages to get the ball away. But they never dealt with that threat from Pedraza's ball in from the left-hand side. And that's only a poor clearance by Cavani to Parejo. Cuts it back along the ground. Capoue clips the ball in towards the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka tucked in the right back to head it away. And a little bit of a let-off there for Manchester United as McTominay then was caught in possession. But certainly an uncertain start to the start of the second half, Neil.
That was awful. Awful from Wan-Bissaka first of all, and then awful from Bailly. He's trying to a bicycle kick the clear, it completely misses it. And if Fernandes hadn't been there, Bacca would have made it 2-0. Wan-Bissaka lets the ball, he misjudges the flight of a simple ball in. Ball's flashed across, Bailly misses it. Almost a second goal, not good at all.
Certainly wasn't very convincing. Villarreal lead by a 1-0, as well as being live on BBC Radio 5 Live. We're live on the World Service, so good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Also a little bit closer to home as we sit here in the studios in Salford for BBC Radio Manchester. But you might well be listening on the BBC Sport website or app, or indeed through BBC Radio 5 Live on BBC Sounds. Manchester United need an equaliser. Ball looking to be hit early by Trigueros. That was trying to find Bacca. Holds on to the ball. Yeremy's made the run in from the right touchline. McTominay breaks it up past a rather flat-footed Parejo, 32 years of age.
Man United's passing has been dreadful. You know, the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half, sloppy, complacent, no purpose to it. Keep giving the ball away, and if they keep doing that, Villarreal will punish them.
Well, we heard from our correspondent John Murray, who will be commentating on the Champions League final from inside the stadium on Saturday night, the Estadio Dragao in Porto, where Neil was a runner-up in the UEFA Cup, went the whole hog to extra time against Porto. If Manchester United were to get an equaliser, we might well be having extra time in Gdansk. But at the minute they've got to try and get that equaliser as they trail by a 0-0. Manchester United up against a Villarreal side for the first time in their 98-year history are in a major European final. Wan-Bissaka right hand side delivers the cross, cleared by Torres, edge of the area, played away by Moreno, strikes the back of Bacca, holds it up. Trigueros now onto the ball for Villarreal, all in yellow, almost caught in possession by the outstretched leg of Fernandes, but he plays the ball back. Parejo caught in possession. Parejo then goes to ground and gets a free kick on the edge of his own penalty area. They were fortunate.
Not comfortable at all, Manchester United, in possession of the ball. And it's not as if Villarreal are pressing them high up the pitch. They just seem to be giving the ball away unnecessarily. And it's not as if they're really bad passes. It's just sloppy. They're not passing in front of their teammate. They're passing behind their teammate. There's just no, I don't know what it is about United tonight. They just look so sloppy, like they think it's just going to happen.
Here is Lindelof out towards Shaw. If something doesn't happen, then Villarreal will be celebrating a historic night in their history. Wan-Bissaka right hand side for Manchester United, back towards McTominay, lets it come across his body, gets away from the challenge of Bacca. Lindelof now has it almost midway through the Villarreal half. The central defender's forward ball, Rashford plays it back. Lindelof 30 yards out from goal. Pogba now takes over running forward. The little step over, not once but twice, holds off the challenge of Capoue, passes the ball back to Bailly, opens it up towards the far side, the right to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka doesn't deliver first time, plays it back towards Greenwood, along the ground to Bruno Fernandes, the return ball to Greenwood. Pedraza and Greenwood both go to ground in the challenge. They caught each other there as they went for the ball, and eventually it goes out of play for a Manchester United throw.
I'd like to see that again, Ian. Just like to see it. You know, there's a few arms went up from Manchester United players.
It was. Now, if this goes to VAR, it would be interesting, wouldn't it? Francois.
That's a penalty.
Letexier.
That's a penalty for me.
Is the VAR official? An outstretched left boot from Pedraza appears to catch Greenwood.
Does he get any of the ball? That's the thing. Does he get any of the ball? He definitely catches Greenwood. Definitely catches Greenwood.
I think it's Greenwood who nicks it, and Pedraza takes a swipe and catches Greenwood halfway down the shin.
This is being checked by VAR.
It has to be checked.
But referee...
Wow.
Well,
I don't get that. For me, there's definite contact. He doesn't get any of the ball.
the check is over, play continues, Bruno Fernandes sails it over. If that was given, you would, I don't think from a VRL point of view you could have had any complaints.
No, not at all. Well, there's contact there, isn't it? You can see the contact. We've only seen one replay and we've seen the contact. He swipes at the ball, tries to clear it with his left foot, catches Greenwood's left foot, definitely with his foot. Whether he caught any of the ball or not, he must have caught some of the ball because they've not given it.
What would be the thinking then for not giving a penalty for that?
Whether the VAR, the French official, didn't think that it was a clear and obvious error. I can only imagine that was what he thought. But Manchester United will, I'm sure, have a grievance about that, as a free kick is going to be given in their favour and a yellow card is going to be shown to Etienne Capoue. 8 minutes into the second half, Capoue is booked by the French referee, and Manchester United have got a free kick, still trailing by a goal to nil in this Europa League final that is being played in Gdansk. The majority of the Manchester United fans were flown in today. They're hoping that something can come from this free kick, not too dissimilar a position from where actually Villarreal scored in the first half. It's Shaw who's going to take it, left-footed, delivers it in towards the penalty area. Pogba gets on the end of it, McTominay off his chest, wouldn't come down, still can't get the shot away, manages to win it back with his back to goal, gets the shot in now, takes a deflection over the top for a corner kick to United.
You know, that's not bad at all from Scott McTominay. Brave, gets it down on his chest. He didn't have any other options but to try and turn and shoot with his left foot. A little bit more positive.
They want to take the corner quickly. It's a corner kick on the Manchester United left, playing from right to left, trailing by a goal to nil. Shaw delivers it left-footed, headed away by Albiol, drops to Rashford, fires it in low. This could fall to Cavani. Cavani equalises for Manchester United. The flag stays down, and 10 minutes into the second half, Manchester United are level, and it's Edinson Cavani who keeps up his terrific record in the Europa League. 17 goals now in his last 16 Europa League appearances, and Manchester United are back on level terms at 1-1.
He won't get a better opportunity than that. Ball's fell to him, lovely. I think it's come off a Villarreal defender. First of all, it's been headed out. Great volley back in from Rashford low. It hits a Villarreal player, hits McTominay, falls beautifully for Cavani, is he offside?
There was a couple of United players offside, but they'll be looking at Cavani. To the naked eye, I would say he was onside.
And you know what? And you know what as well? When that ball, this is the thing about Cavani. There's 3 Man United players that are offside when that ball is in the air. Edinson Cavani sprints out of all those 3 players. He sprints to get back onside, just in case the ball falls to him. He makes sure that he's onside, and I think he is onside just through that little bit of hard work. I think Rashford and Fernandes were offside. They didn't sprint back in, but just the willingness to want to score.
It's just the contact that comes off McTominay when it falls to Cavani. When it hits McTominay to Cavani, is the offside? It's really, really tight call. This taking their time.
Francois Lutexier, the French VAR official, all of a sudden has got some work to do now. And the goal stands, the check is over, and Manchester United have levelled. After a lengthy check, it is Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. And Manchester United through Cavani. And all of a sudden they've got their bit between the teeth, and as the match restarts, they win the ball back, they surge forward on the right-hand side. And it's with Greenwood. And they'll try and keep this momentum going now. Wan-Bissaka played forward, right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka sends over the cross high in the air. Shaw directs his header. McTominay misses it. Falls to Fernandes. Shoots right-footed. Drags it wide. Goal kick. Manchester United have the upper hand.
Yeah, they do. So much better now. They're feeling it now, Manchester United. They've got the goal. Come straight back on the attack again. It's a decent cross from Wan-Bissaka. Shaw keeps it alive. McTominay swings his left foot, it doesn't connect at all, and it's a bit of a swipe from Fernandes, doesn't quite catch it right. But the Cavani goal, this is why he gets so many plaudits from fellow professionals, is because he's worked hard to get onside. he's done the horrible bit of work in order to get the glory. They're the bits that people don't see that he does to get all the success.
Now Villarreal have to answer the questions in that Man United are going to throw at them. They've done the great thing by getting the goal early in the second half. Psychologically, the game has changed in their favour, and this man McTominay has been a real driving force. What he did to win the corner from which Manchester United scored from was absolutely brilliant.
When before you were talking about a player who's going to be that player who's going to seize the initiative for Manchester United, McTominay's the one who springs to mind. 1-1, and the character now will be tested for Villarreal as Capoue goes in for a challenge with McTominay back to his feet. McTominay just shrugs him over and plays the ball forward. But Villarreal, you could see earlier on when there was an attack, I think it was Parejo who was just trying to tell one of his teammates just to slow it down. They'll want to try and take a lot of the sting out of Manchester United's play. But as we approach the hour mark on BBC Radio 5 Live, it's Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. Jeremy right hand side for Villarreal. Back to the bandaged Juan Foyth. Now to Albiol. Central defender, very experienced, 35 years of age. Glittering career where of course he's won the Euros in not only 2008 and 2012 but the World Cup in between for Spain. Pedraza now runs forward on the left hand side, stopped by Bailly. Thought the last touch might have been off Bailly actually, but instead it's going to be a goal kick.
He looked guilty, didn't he, Bailly? See his face, he's pointing to the goal kick, because he knows it's his foot.
There is going to be a change, and Coquelin, who was vigorously warming up on the touchline during half-time, is coming on, but it's going to be a midfielder who's coming on for Carlos Bacca, the 34-year-old forward. So Coquelin for Bacca is the change.
Well, you'd imagine it'll be a change of shape now. They'll probably go 4-5-1 or 4-3-3 when they're in possession. They've taken one of the main strikers off. Back at 34, had a decent game, but obviously wants to freshen things up because Manchester United are starting to take control of the game again.
Bacca, who won the Europa League with Sevilla in 2014 and 2015, if there's going to be a hat-trick of titles, he's going to watch the closing stages, the next half an hour of regulation time from the bench, as Francis Coquelin, formerly of Arsenal, 10 years of course at the Emirates, doesn't have happy memories of his first encounter with Manchester United. It was an 8-2 defeat at Old Trafford in 2011, but overall he only lost 2 of his 7 encounters against Manchester United during his time in England. But half an hour remains of the normal 90 on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. We're in the company of Dion Dublin and Neil Lennon, and Villarreal with Parejo in the midfield. Ball then played back by Coquelin, getting a touch, and he wants another touch as well inside the centre circle. Now it's with Pau Torres out towards that far side, and this will suit Villarreal. This is where they'll want to try and keep the ball, retain it for as long as possible, just to try and frustrate Manchester United. Moreno comes in off the right touchline. It'll drag back there by Parejo, gives the ball away, and Greenwood now runs forward for the red shirts of Manchester United. Greenwood, Parejo tries to get back at him, slows him up. Greenwood with the ball at his feet, rolls the ball back to Wan-Bissaka. Cavani trotting forward. Manchester United play the ball back. Bailly in the centre circle to Lindelof. Forward now towards Shaw, near side the left. Shaw's cross, charged down by Foyth. Up in the air it goes, headed forward by Shaw. Had it gone out of play? Yes, it had. Villarreal will have a throw.
You see, that's for me there. Marcus Rashford's offside. Now the ball, Shaw tries to play the ball down the line, or should I say tries to cross the ball. It gets sort of ricocheted off the, I think it's Foyth actually. It goes up in the air, and he tries to play it back into Rashford's feet. Now Rashford's a yard offside. He only has to travel 2 or 3 yards to get himself back on side. They're the little things that are going to win you a trophy. That little bit of work that people don't see. Get yourself back on side. You're in a crossing position. That's all it is. A little bit of hard work.
Here is Coquelin for Villarreal. 1-1. Now Capoue. Parejo. Trigueros helps it forward to Pedraza. Good firm challenge made by Wan-Bissaka. Last touch though came off the Manchester United right back against the left back for Villarreal. 62 minutes played. Villarreal will get a throw on that far side.
How's that not a Manchester United throw-in? It's clearly come off Pedraza a lot. It's a great tackle from Wan-Bissaka. It's played off Pedraza. I don't know how the officials can't give a Man United through him.
Pedraza with the throw, little touch, didn't quite come off by Jeremy, and the referee has blown his whistle, and it is going to be a Manchester United free kick. And they take it and launch it downfield, and Rulli, the goalkeeper, comes out of his area, kept in play by Pedraza, and it'll be a Manchester United throw on the right hand side.
Ian Kelly asked us at half time, could someone take the team by the scruff of the neck? Well, McTominay definitely has, whether it be in the defensive side of the game or trying to make something happen in the final third or set plays. Last 15 minutes or the first 15 minutes of this half, he has played like a man possessed, and he's driving Man United on here at the minute.
That's the voice of Neil Lennon on BBC Radio 5 Live. 63 minutes played. Lindelof now for Manchester United along the ground. Rashford holds the width on the left hand side. Rashford up against Foyth, goes on the outside of Juan Foyth. They both fall to the floor together. Moreno now for Villarreal. To Jeremy, holds onto the ball just short of the halfway line, switches play out towards that far side, the left, picked up now by Bruno Fernandes. Greenwood's going ahead of him, Parejo with him, but Bruno Fernandes runs away from the player, strikes the body of Pau Torres. They're appealing for handball, but that was never deliberate handball from Torres, who brought his hands quickly down by his side. Play continues. Moreno, who seems to be playing more on this right hand side now, doesn't he, for Villarreal. It's never easy when you're watching the game, when you're not inside the stadium, to try and pick out who's where in a shape of a team, but Moreno keeps drifting out towards the right. Manchester United are attacking down their right hand side. Wan-Bissaka clips over the cross, cleared though by Albiol. First time meets it on the volley with an outstretched right leg. 65 minutes played, 1-1. Rashford now with urgency, coming forward, back towards Shaw. The left back waits, stands on the ball, inside to Lindelof, just went away from him a fraction. McTominay, attack is the chant from the Manchester United fans inside the stadium. Lindelof, forward ball, Pogba. Now with Lindelof once again, plays it out towards Rashford, bounces onto his chest, level with the penalty area, waits, doesn't deliver the ball. Fernandes to Shaw, tries to play it in short, left hand side of the penalty area to Rashford, cleared by Foyth. They can't get out Villarreal. Manchester United are dominating. Villarreal are camped inside that final third of their own half. Shaw with a cross from the left hand side. Greenwood takes it into his feet, forced himself away from goal with his back to goal. Side on to Pogba, tees up McTominay on the stretch. Block comes in from Trigueros, edge of the area, won back by United, edge of the centre circle, hit long by Bailly, over the head of Shaw, and out of play it goes for a Villarreal throw. And Villarreal will be glad for a little bit of respite.
Yeah, they will. Just having a look at that replay there of the possible handball, I don't think it was. I think he's trying to get his hands out the way. They got that one right in the VAR booth, but it's just the fullbacks of Villarreal are playing brilliant. Foyth is absolutely playing a fantastic game, and every time Marcus gets the ball, Marcus Rashford, Coquelin's dropping in now to help out. You know what he likes to do? Come onto that right foot. He's had nothing to go at tonight, Marcus Rashford. Greenwood's starting to take the game by the scruff of the neck as well. We're relying on the kids now, and the energy of the kids, and the want to get a first trophy for the kids to get us over the line here.
We're approaching the midway point of the second half, still locked at 1-1 in the Europa League final. Bailly to Lindelof, forward to Pogba. Bruno Fernandes turns and clipped by Capoue, who was booked earlier in the game, but will just be let off with a warning from the French referee, and it will be a free kick to Manchester United.
That's better from Fernandes. That's where I wanted him, in those little pockets so he can get turned. Lovely feet, gets away from Capoue. Good position for Man United. The game's fascinating, it's a great watch at the minute. It's very, very exciting. I think next goal's a winner in for either team.
Well, Manchester United have this free kick, which is about 10 yards away from the left corner of the penalty area. You've got Shaw and Bruno Fernandes who are standing over it. The yellow shirts of Villarreal are lined up on the edge of their penalty area. It's Shaw to deliver the ball, comes off the head of Moreno. Greenwood stabs it forward, cleared by Torres. The yellow shirts push out for Villarreal. Bouncing ball over the halfway line, collected by Wan-Bissaka for Manchester United. Now it's with Lindelof. Pogba was telling Lindelof to go wide to the left. Instead they switch it to the left. Now with Greenwood in field. Shaw collects the ball now. Bruno Fernandes provides the width near side the left, level with the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes looking up, delivers the cross too deep and right down the throat of Geronimo Rulli, the Argentinian goalkeeper.
Yeah, I've seen Lindelof and Bailly tonight try and play passes that they really shouldn't be trying to play. That diagonal pass, they've got it wrong 3 or 4 times. Just drop into your midfield players, force them to do something for you, force them to start the move. Time's running out. We're at 68 minutes at the moment. We need to do more. Manchester United need to do more going forward. Villarreal are very, very resilient. They're happy to be in this situation, Villarreal.
Yeah, but since the goal, they've shown nothing. I haven't seen De Gea in the game at all. So the questions are being asked of Villarreal. Defensively, they're fine, but they're not coming up with any sort of attacking patterns of play at all. And it's territorially and possession-wise, United are dominating. Whether Villarreal are comfortable with that, they may be, but they don't look like they've got a goal in them at the minute.
Pau Torres at the back for Villarreal, plays the ball back to his goalkeeper, all in orange, collects it with those bright yellow boots just outside the D, and will chip the ball out towards Pedraza. Plays it first time down the left hand side, but Bailly made sure he got there first. Cavani now looks to try and spring Bruno Fernandes forward. It's a late flag, and in comes to Rashford, and he's put it wide. Now it might well be that the flag does eventually go up, but that was a gilt-edged opportunity if the flag stays down for Rashford.
Marcus Rashford has not missed that one because the flag went up. That's just a poor finish. He's absolutely livid with himself. Gets it all wrong. Sometimes when you know the ball's coming into an area and all you've got to do is beat the keeper, you've kind of scored before you've scored. And he got it all wrong. Yes, it was offside. It doesn't really matter, but he won't be happy with that, and it won't do his confidence any favours at all.
We've seen how many times, and I know, Neil, you're not a fan of it, as Gerard Moreno forward for Villarreal, inside to Coquelin, just outside the D. Rare attack for Villarreal at 1-1 on BBC Radio 5 Live. As the ball now is in field, Parejo is going to come forward. Parejo shoots, but it's a tired shot. It's off target, right-footed. I know you're not a fan. I've heard you before on Radio 5 Live about the way that the flag stays down. But when their defenders stopped, I mean, you'd think they'd play to the whistle, because if that flag, for whatever reason, doesn't get raised...
In that instance, so I think the likes of Albiol are looking at the linesman who almost looked like he was going to put his flag up straight away.
Yeah. He did, yes,
he did, didn't he?
He did.
So in the end, I'm looking to see if he did put his flag up, and eventually he did, long after Rashford missed the chance. But my only concern is if someone gets injured.
Yeah.
If someone collides with a goalkeeper, or when really it could have been pulled up way before. And in that instance, Fernandes is way ahead of anyone. The flag could have just went up and said, right, let's get on with the game.
Yeah. 19 minutes remain of normal time. Shaw is sent forward. Shaw turns inside the penalty area. Shaw to Cavani. Header blocked by Pau Torres. Cleared away by Villarreal. Yeah, Manchester United close to a second.
I think Shaw mishit that one. I think he was going for goal, but it ended up on Cavani's head.
Here is Greenwood now, right-hand side, and it will be a goal kick. I wasn't too sure whether it was a cross-come shot from Shaw. We'll get a second shot.
Great skill. Comes inside, bit of a sort of Johan Cruyff with his left foot behind his right foot. He actually tries to strike it with his laces into the far corner, and Cavani, being a great centre forward, makes sure it doesn't go out for a goal kick, gets his head on it, but nothing came of it. Just pace. The attack was with pace, though. It's better.
Cavani's reaction, though, Dion, was brilliant, wasn't
it? It's great,
unbelievable. I mean, not set at him at 70 mile an hour, and he still directs the header under the goal.
Has Pau Torres, with his positioning, impressed you tonight? Bearing in mind he's a player who's been linked heavily with Manchester United.
I think the two centre-halves through Villarreal have been outstanding. I think Albiol has shown all his class and experience, and Pau Torres gives him that balance. Left-sided, really good lines about him, reads the game well. I think he's had a great game so far.
With 18 minutes of normal time remaining, if one side's going to win it in the regulation 90, it appears to be Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka with the cross, headed away by Albiol. Greenwood now takes it over, collects that ball on the right-hand side, sends over the cross, takes a deflection. Rooley, I think, has he kept that ball in play? Yes, he has. It was a late lunge to the left-hand side of his goal to prevent it from going behind for a corner kick for Rooley, who actually was once signed by Manchester City for £4 million, but never actually made any appearances, and was sent back to Real Sociedad.
Must be nice when you can do that, spend $4 million on a player and not use him. This is a really important phase of the game. You know, Man United got to be careful. They're dominant. Mind you, Villarreal might be letting them be dominant. They have to be fully concentrated, because any slip up could cost them the game here at the minute. And while Villarreal seem happy at defending deep, it's always risky against a team of Man United's quality. But vice versa, can't switch off set plays or, you know, a phase of play. They've got to stay in the game, Man United, and stay on it.
When you say it's an important phase of play, as the clearance from Rooley, Fernandes tries to close down Parejo. As a result, Manchester United get the ball now with Greenwood. Back to Bruno Fernandes. The return ball wasn't the best. It's cleared only as far away as Bailly to McTominay. Still 1-1 on 5 Live. Wan-Bissaka, right-hand side. McTominay back with Pogba. Manchester United dictating as the ball then goes behind Shaw and out for a throw. When you say
something like that, then it just kills the momentum. But it's comfortable for Man United at the minute, and you got to be careful it doesn't become too comfortable when you switch off.
You've been in this situation. When does extra time start to loom in the players' minds?
There's plenty of, you know, just a little bit of fatigue starts to kick in, and not just physical fatigue but mental fatigue as well. You know, we get to that stage of the game where mistakes can be made if you're starting to feel the mental and physical exertions of the game, because we've had to think the way through this Man United at times.
Pau Torres looking to release Pedraza, slides into the challenge, was never going to beat Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka comes across, last touch though came off the Manchester United player, and Villarreal, who've posed no threat whatsoever in open play in this second half, will now look to try and cause concern for Manchester United from a set piece with a corner.
Yeah, if the two centre halves are playing well, the two full-backs are playing well as well for Villarreal. The back four's done really, really well, going forward and defending, very organised, very together, and they've got themselves a corner here. It could be danger for United.
It's 1-1, 15 minutes remain. Villarreal attacking the end where so many of their supporters are housed in their yellow replica shirts. Corner worked out towards the left, played in by Pedraza, headed away only as far as Trigueros, who shoots, takes a deflection and goes behind for another corner kick, and those yellow beaters and the yellow scarves are now being swirled around the heads of the Spanish supporters as they're going to be making a change, Villarreal, and we're going to see Paco Alcácer, who's going to be coming on. He's a proven goal scorer, a Spanish international who's scored goals wherever he's been. Valencia, Borussia Dortmund, even at Barcelona, where at times he played second fiddle to Messi and co. And he is going to be coming on very, very soon for Villarreal. 14 minutes remaining of normal time. Yeremy rates to take the corner kick for Villarreal. Right hand side, roll back. Foyth plays it square along the ground. Trigueros, under pressure from Rashford, has to hit it early and long. Foyth is running towards the penalty area, out of play, it bounces for a goal kick. Still 1-1, and now the change will be made.
Yeah, these are the moments that Lenny's talking about in regards to who's going to be the voice, who's going to be the person in the box that making everybody concentrate. Have you got your man? Have you got your right space? These are the moments where you have to stay in the game, give yourself every chance of winning it.
It's Yeremy who's come off, so the wide right player is coming off. Yeremy Pino. Paco Alcácer comes on to replace him. And the other change, we're going to see Trigueros coming off the field of play, the 29-year-old midfielder, and the player who's going to replace him is Moi Gomez, now in his second spell at the club. and that again is a more natural replacement because Moi Gomez plays left side of midfield for Villarreal. So some fresh legs to offer a little bit of impetus for some maybe tiring bodies for Villarreal, who've never won a major European trophy, never won a major trophy. Manchester United have won 45. But here they are, still maybe dreaming with 12 minutes remaining. And Unai Emery, who's well versed in this competition, looking to maybe see his side extend their European dreams for another 30 minutes, if indeed we do go to the extra time and the additional 30. Unless, of course, 22 years on after the Nou Camp, Manchester United can conjure up a late winner and win another European title by 2-1. One apiece. Foyth, midway through his own half, under pressure from Rashford. Rashford's done well. Rashford wins the ball back. Albiol just steps forward out of the defence to prevent the ball from reaching Cavani. Shaw wins it back. Shaw running forward, inside towards McTominay. Bobbling ball, brings it under control. Charges at the heart of the Villarreal defence. Out to Greenwood, right corner of the penalty area. Greenwood with the cross, headed away by Torres. Helped further away on that far side by Gomez. Wan-Bissaka plays it forward, short diagonal ball. McTominay into the penalty area. McTominay to the byline, aimed towards Cavani. Cavani with a little flick, didn't quite come off, but it's a corner kick for Manchester United.
That wasn't far away, by the way, down the right-hand side there. I just think the positivity of Scott McTominay and Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka getting to the byline that time as well, and Cavani makes one of those runs. He goes beyond the near post, he tries to do a little bit of a back flick, it doesn't come off.
Shaw with a corner kick for Manchester United. Right hand side, Shaw plays it back. Greenwood level with the penalty area. In comes the cross, headed up in the air by Pedraza. Aerial duel on the edge of the box. Foyth was challenging with Lindelof. Pogba now for Manchester United, threads the ball through to McTominay, looking for the return to Pogba. Foyth though is back covering, he's given the ball back. No, he hasn't to Pogba. Managed to get a foot into the challenge. Shaw though wins it back. Manchester United maintain the pressure on Villarreal. Rashford out towards Shaw, good ball in. Rooney though makes the save, the goalkeeper. 10 minutes remain, still 1-1.
It's great to watch, isn't it? It was all action there. Foyth, I think Dion touched on early, he's had a great game tonight, Dion. Stuck really at it. But McTominay for me again, the driving force for Man United. Boys playing with so much passion, so much enthusiasm, so much drive, and he's made a real difference to Man United this second half.
I wouldn't think, if you're a Manchester United supporter who've just seen a shot of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just moving from side to side in his seat, you wouldn't be sitting comfortably at this point.
No, absolutely not. For the neutral, it's great. I mean, I've found the game fascinating to watch. You know, two totally contrasting styles of the way to approach the game, but both very effective and successful.
BBC Radio 5 Live, also on the World Service in Radio Manchester, and we are now almost 9 minutes away from extra time. Rashford picks it up, Rashford cuts inside, right-footed, left corner of the penalty area, shoots off target, goal kick.
It's the only time he's had a chance to do that, Marcus Rashford, tonight. He shaped to go on his left, come onside on his right foot, and didn't hit the target. We're just looking back at the goal again. The ball that goes in the air and the strike on the edge of the box from Rashford ricochets in there and it falls lovely to Cavani. He's 8 yards out, he toes it in, the keeper's already committed to the shot, empty net, and he sticks in the back. Couldn't score an easier goal.
I have a question for you two. Do you feel a goal's coming?
From United I do, yes. Yeah, I do.
I think we're going to go the extra time.
Do you?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm not sure. They haven't had clear-cut chances, but you know, they're dominating the game, and they're the team trying to win the game in the 90 minutes here at the minute.
Manchester United have a throw left-hand side. 8 minutes remain. Down the line it goes, left-hand side to Bruno Fernandes, being tracked by Albiol. Shaw, Pogba leaves it for Lindelof. Manchester United supporters inside the stadium. They heard 2,000 the official capacity. I think 500 at least the United supporters had picked up tickets from the general sale, so they'll be outnumbering their Spanish counterparts, as a yellow card is going to be shown here to Eric Bailly, and
I think that's harsh. I really do. It's poor from Pogba. He gives the ball away. You know, Barry, I think he's defended the situation very well, and Alcácer's made a real meal of it.
it was just a coming together.
It wasn't even that. You know, he's just got his body across. He's not touched him on the face. Guy's gone down holding his face, and the referee's completely bought it. And it gives Villarreal a bit of breathing space and also a chance to load up into the box.
1-1. Free kick is yet to be taken. Always worries me when that's the case. You're thinking, is VAR looking at something? But he was unfortunate to get a yellow. But it's a free kick. It's about 6 yards forward of the centre circle for Villarreal. They're taking a breather. Parejo with a free kick right down the throat of David De Gea, who won the Europa League with Atletico Madrid against Fulham back in 2010. He was outstanding against Roma in the semi-final. Roma at one stage looked like they might have pulled off a dramatic fight back against Manchester United, but it was of course United who prevailed. And here they are now looking to try and get a winning goal in the closing stages. Shaw in towards Cavani and Greenwood. They both go for the same ball, but the referee's given a free kick to Manchester United. Left-hand side of the penalty area.
Communication between Greenwood and Cavani. Great cross from Shaw. He gets wiped out after he passes the ball, but he doesn't care. He gets the ball in the box and they get in each other's way. It's a really good chance. I think he's got a knock in the face there, Shaw, for his troubles. Great cross in. Looking at the replay now, he gets caught afterwards with some studs, I think it is, down the back of the calf from Foyth. But the ball goes in the box. Referee plays the advantage and just don't get a chance on goal there.
That's a bad challenge.
It was.
Yellow card,
I was just going to say, was he booked? But there he is. There's the answer. He's just been booked now by the French referee. So the on-loan Tottenham defender has been shown a yellow card. 6 minutes remain. 1-1. Foyth booked. The Manchester United supporters behind that goal are trying to lift United. They're trying to rouse them in these closing stages. The substitutes on the left touchline offering words of encouragement. That includes Harry Maguire. Free kick. Bending down in conversation, Fernandes and Shaw. Cavani, Lindelof, McTominay, all inside that penalty area. Leaving it late. Manchester United. And Shaw, I think, still feeling the effects of that challenge from Juan Foyth. Through gritted teeth, he will persevere. Needs a good delivery. Two in the wall. Alcácer and Coquelin protecting the near post. Bruno Fernandes. It's about 8 yards up from the byline, left-hand side of the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes, right-footed, goes deep. McTominay still keeping it alive, headed away by Albiol, and then hit back in by Rashford, who once again was lurking outside the penalty area on the volley, outside of the right foot, put it well wide, out for a goal kick. And 4 and a bit minutes remain.
Bit tepid that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a waste, wasn't it?
I thought Fernandes would have. I thought the goalie left a massive gap. I thought he made it just, try to whip it across the front of the goalkeeper rather than just float one in. So sort of died a death. There's Mr. Rooney.
Wayne Rooney in the crowd with his family. But time is ticking away, and we are edging ever closer towards extra time. Here is McTominay. Brilliant play by McTominay, riding the challenge and running forward. Out towards Rashford. Shaw on the overlap if required. Rashford's just shown too much towards Foyth, and Foyth will now bring the ball clear for Villarreal. Manchester United win it back. Pogba to Shaw. First touch was away from him, just allowed Coquelin to get something on that, and it runs out of play for a Villarreal throw. Just when you thought it was opening up for them.
You know what, it just there's a bit of desperation now about Manchester United, isn't there? You can see they're overstretching their running style. Rashford's losing the ball, getting a little bit angry with himself and frustrated with himself. The same with Pogba and Shaw down the left-hand side. Another substitution here.
It's going to be a double change. You are allowed to make 5 changes, 6 if they were to go into to extra time. So Mario Gaspar is coming on and as is Alberto Moreno, the former Liverpool player. So Moreno for Pedraza is a like-for-like, left-back for left-back. He's only made 8 appearances this season as Alberto Moreno, getting booed predictably by the Manchester United supporters. And then I would imagine that Foyth is the other player who's coming off. Mario Gaspar, 30 years of age, Spanish international, coming on for Juan Foyth. So both fullbacks have now been replaced.
I thought he was outstanding tonight, Foyth. You know, considering he hadn't played for quite a while, kept Rashford at bay for the majority of the game. It's interesting you say you can make 6 substitutions, and that's one half your team. It's incredible, really, when you think about it.
Well, you're allowed 5 in the 90, and that is their 5th one, but he will be allowed 1 more if we go into extra time, which we are 2 minutes away from doing so, plus, of course, stoppage time. But, I mean, the substitutions, we've had how many substitutions? 5, 30 minutes for each. Bit of injury time. You might be looking at 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time yet added on by the French referee Clément Turpin. But it is Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. We're approaching that time where Manchester United score late goals, 1 apiece. Lindelof and Bailly exchange the ball at the heart of the Manchester United defence. Interesting that Solskjaer's refrained from making a change. He's got faith in his starting 11. Out towards McTominay, still full of energy, running forward. McTominay with the cross, right hand side, it reaches Rashford. Left hand side, 6 yards up from the byline, left hand side of the penalty area, back towards Shaw, clips over the cross, the header from Pogba, couldn't keep it down, slams his right hand into the ground in frustration. We enter the last 60 seconds of normal time at 1-1.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to deal with, that one. I think Rashford does great, rolls it back to Shaw. Shaw's cross is it's a little bit weak. There's no pace on it, there's no real direction on it. It puts it into a great area, but Pogba then has got to put the direction on it, he's got to put the pace on it, and he just didn't get it right. Very angry with himself.
There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time, which were about 40 seconds away. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. The Villarreal supporters are making the noise. They're quite happy to see their side battle away in their quest for an honour. There they are, 11th different Spanish side to have reached a major European final. The previous 2 Spanish clubs have also faced English opposition on their debut. Alaves lost 4-5 to Liverpool. Sevilla beat Middlesbrough by 4-0. We could be having extra time. We're into the additional 3 now on BBC Radio 5 Live. It's still 1-1, and still Manchester United go in search of a late winner. Rashford's done ever so well to keep that ball in play. Oh, no, he hasn't. Late flag on the far side, goal kick.
Villarreal look like they want to just see the game out, but they've got another 30 minutes of this onslaught coming. It's not, in terms of possession and territory, it's been all Man United, but in terms of like real good chances, they've been few and far between. Emery must have this in his mind to go the distance, but they've shown zero ambition second half. You could say that's down to the way Manchester United have played, but you know they forced the issue more, Man United, without being brilliant. So we could be looking at another 30 minutes unless we get a Solskjaer moment of magic here.
Yeah. Could lightning strike twice for the Norwegian, as this time
free kick in.
He's just a spectator on the bench, but there is a free kick to Villarreal in stoppage time. It was Moy Gomez who is the player who's gone down. He's just gone and caught one in his ribs from a challenge from Bruno Fernandes. This would be a complete and utter sucker punch if Villarreal were to pop up with a goal now. 90 seconds remain. It's a free kick that Parejo is going to take. It's right-footed, it's deep inside the penalty area, it reaches Mario Gaspar. Pau Torres with a shot, left-footed, off target. Probably it was always on the rise by a good foot wide of the left-hand post. 60 seconds remain, 1-1.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of efforts, to be honest with you, but there's no real conviction with Manchester United when that ball comes in the box. I want to see them heading that clear and getting up the pitch. I want to see their centre half dominating that situation. They always seem to get something from it, Villarreal, whether it's a half shot or a half header. You always get something at the end of it.
We're inside the last 60 seconds now of the minimum of 3. Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. 7 of these finals have gone to extra time, 3 of which have gone the whole hog to penalties, the last of which was in 2014. Unless Manchester United can conjure up something, we'll be heading for an additional 30, and 30 seconds remain. Here is Greenwood. Greenwood challenged by Alberto Moreno. Tenacious defending from the former Liverpool player. No foul, and instead it's a throw to Villarreal, and that might be it.
I actually thought that was a foul. Thought he's pulling on him and then he makes the tackle right in front of the linesman. I can see why Greenwood's frustrated.
Well, the previous 4 encounters have all been goalless, and at the end of 90 minutes they are once again all square. However, on this occasion it is 1 apiece, and we will have extra time, and who knows, we might still have a penalty shootout. But extra time is required in Gdansk, because at the end of the 90 minutes it is Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. So the additional 30, and Manchester United still haven't made a change. Villarreal in the normal 90 minutes did make 5. As we were saying, they are allowed then to make an additional substitution in extra time. But it's Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1 in Gdansk. Villarreal took the lead after 29 minutes through Moreno from a free kick. Cavani equalised 10 minutes into the second half, and still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in only his second final as a manager, he won the 2013 Norwegian Cup with Molde, is keeping faith with his starting 11. So we're underway for the first period of extra time. BBC Radio 5 Live, the World Service from the BBC, Radio Manchester and BBC Sounds, as well as the BBC Sport website and app. And who knows, we could even have a penalty shootout. But Manchester United will be hoping not to let it get that far, as Bailly, against his former club, hits the ball out towards Rashford, and Rashford now running forward on his toes. Plays it back to Shaw, delivers the ball in, and Rooney it was. The goalkeeper makes a tumbling save at his far post. It's a lot to ask for Villarreal, isn't it, to try and soak up the amount of pressure that they have.
Incredible. You know, it's I think it's very, very risky to play this way now. They've got to try and get some sort of foothold in the game, because it's just all one-way traffic. The next 30 minutes could be all about Manchester United, and if they're good enough to break down this Villarreal team. They should be, because they've made 5 substitutions. It can't be Villarreal's best team out there at the minute.
Here is Shaw. The options on the bench have yet to be utilised by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Here is Pogba outside the centre circle, and he nudges the ball then towards Lindelof. Rashford wants the ball to feet, gets it. They play it out, triangular passing movement out towards Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Lindelof now back to Bailly. That was a poor ball from Bailly, and in the end McTominay really had to charge into that challenge. It broke in his favour. They've played it out towards Rashford, but it doesn't disguise the fact that it was a sloppy ball from Bailly. Bruno Fernandes now. Fernandes fires it in, headed away from Albiol, using his years of experience to knit that defence together for Villarreal. All in yellow, playing in this first period of extra time from right to left as we look. Manchester United red shirts, black shorts, and Parejo plays it forward now to Gerard Moreno. Seems a long time ago since he gave Villarreal the lead. Alcázar back to Parejo, forward now towards Moreno. Alberto Moreno with the cross from the left hand side. Moreno, Gerard Moreno that was the player who was trying to get on the end of it. There's Unai Emery, who's been walking up and down and chuntering away to himself as he swigs a glass of water.
He's some energy, hasn't he?
Who's he talking to?
just to himself, I think. Here is Pau Torres. He's almost been like Bielsa-like inside that technical area. He's been so animated. You know how Bielsa marches up and down his technical area in the wet conditions in northern Poland. Villarreal keeping the ball now. They'll be glad to see a lot of the ball. They haven't had much of that in the second half, as Albiol now to Alberto Moreno. Back with Pau Torres, the central defender. He's over the halfway line. He's in the United half. He goes back. Certainly you can't fault the enthusiasm of the Spanish supporters who've travelled from the Valencian community on the east of Spain. I'm sure that have looked to have taken a lot more than the 2,000 that have travelled for their first ever major European final. 1-1, 94 minutes nearly played. Here is Coquelin.
They shouldn't be letting this happen in Manchester United. They've got to get up. All of a sudden, Villarreal have had far more possession in the 4 minutes of extra time than they had in the whole of the second half, and they're letting Villarreal dictate the tempo of the game.
Ball played through. Looking there for the run of Alcácer. Manchester United can bring it away. Here it's Bruno Fernandes, but he's run into trouble. Parejo stopped him. Alberto Moreno plays it forward. Capoue, who's just sitting there now, passes it ball forward. Mario Gaspar once saw him score a cracking goal for Spain against England in Alicante 6 years ago. Played into Alcácer, gets the shot away early. That was blocked, and it's swept to safety by Wan-Bissaka. Headed up in the air, and out it goes for a throw. Cavani wanted to take the throw quickly. I think Rashford had just switched off, and in fact there's been a clash of heads, and there might be a brief stoppage. Capoue just trying to shrug that off in that duel with Rashford.
You know, I think if you allow Villarreal to have this much ball, as much as they've been under pressure and as much as they've had to defend, they'll feel comfortable with the ball at their feet, and they'll start to create chances. So Man United have got to come out and start this extra time period like they finished the second half, with pace, taking control of the game. That was a good little phase of play for Villarreal, that.
But there's no pace at the minute in the game, is there? It's been a really slow start to the second, well, to the first period of extra time, but that suits Villarreal.
Totally. But it's all about Man United, and up in the tempo, up in the urgency again, and that's a hard thing to do when you've had a lull for a few minutes with the extra time. You just played 90. It's really difficult to get yourself going again and find the tempo that you finished the game with, and they're just struggling with that at the minute, psychologically and physically.
Here is Lindelof, out to Shaw, left hand side. Manchester United playing from left to right. First period of extra time. We're live on 5 Live. Bailly, the Europa League final. Wan-Bissaka, back it goes to Bailly. Steady from Manchester United. Villarreal again, everybody back behind the ball. Greenwood right hand side plays it inside. McTominay gives it away. One back there by Wan-Bissaka. You can actually see clapping and urging on and jumping up and down inside his technical area. Almost onto the pitch was Unai Emery. Bailly plays it back. Very, very slow from Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes hits it early. Comfortable for Villarreal to head it away, Albiol. Now it's with Etienne Capoue. Plays it out to Alberto Moreno. Back inside it goes to Capoue. Now it's with Parejo. Turns. Time on the ball to turn. Same for Coquelin. Out towards the right hand side. Mario. Back to Coquelin over the halfway line. Certainly haven't come under anywhere near the same level of pressure in this first period of extra time. Villarreal have been able to stroke the ball around. Now they've lost it. McTominay wins it forward. McTominay trying to be the catalyst, charging forward. One back by Alberto Moreno. Now on this near side is Gomez. Parejo. Mario joins the attack, the right back, running forward. Strong run, lays it out towards Gerard Moreno, stands on the ball, rolls it back. Villarreal are looking the more comfortable of the two sides. They're seeing a lot more of the ball in this first period.
Just look a bit leggy, Man United now. I wonder if Ollie will think about making a couple of changes and freshen it up.
Here is Gomez, left hand side. Parejo, ball forward, aimed towards Gerard Moreno, and in the aerial challenge it goes out of play for a goal kick. Dion, when Neil's saying might freshen it up, if you are one of the Manchester United substitutes, are you thinking Why has the boss not turned to me just yet?
Well, yeah, but I think Lenny mentioned it even earlier. You look at Juan Mata and you think, well, at least he's got a couple of keys in his lock. He can open a few doors. Juan Mata can do that. He's not going to set the world like on his own. But I just think he can unlock a door and he'll find a run of Cavani or Rashford, and then I do start to struggle, and that's the Manchester United bench, to be honest.
We are 8 minutes into the first period of extra time, and we're still locked at 1-1. This is Gomez. Gomez running forward for Villarreal. Out to Alberto Moreno, whose left-footed shot was a wayward finish. Left-footed, skied it off target, out for a goal kick. We'll preview the Champions League final Friday night at 7 o'clock. John Murray is already in Porto. He'll be live in the Estadio Dragao. The build-up on Saturday begins at 6, ahead of the 8 o'clock commentary. Chelsea against Manchester City. England-Austria live next week, June the 2nd. Gareth Southgate names his final squad of 26 the day before. That, of course, will be on BBC Radio 5 Live. And Euro 2020 begins in 2021 on June the 11th, and we will be live in that opening game in Rome for Italy against Turkey. The whole tournament live on BBC Radio 5 Live. But this is the Europa League final, and at the minute, if you just come into this game and watch the first 9 minutes of extra time, go to penalties now.
What does that say about Man United's squad though, Dion, at the minute? If Ollie's not sure about bringing on a substitute 99 minutes into the game, about strength and depth in a Euro final, that's a worry for me.
Villarreal, Alcázar with a shot, right-footed inside the penalty area. He's put it over the top. I heard him last night talking to Steve Crossman on the preview for this, and he was saying that Sir Alex Ferguson talked to Teddy Sheringham about what's required. Here's the change, and Fred's going to be coming on. And he said he was angered that Sir Alex was talking to Sheringham and not him. But he says that pent-up frustration, that's what he thrived upon. But Fred is coming on now, and the player who's going off is Greenwood. So what will happen, I would imagine now, is that Fred will sit alongside McTominay, and Pogba will probably go to the left of the three, behind Cavani.
Yeah, I think it's a strange one, to be honest with you. I really do. I just don't know why you just don't leave one holder and then just get on with it. Send your boys forward.
He was injured during the week. He only trained last night. Fred now is on. 10th minute of the first period of extra time. Still Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. 5 Live, the World Service and Radio Manchester. As we inch our way towards the interval in this period of extra time.
What is he doing?
It's crazy. But if I was Villarreal, I'd be absolutely delighted seeing Fred coming on, Dion, and not a Daniel James or a
Van de Beek.
Van de Beek or Juan Mata,
yeah.
This is so frustrating. The ball gets played into Coquelin. He's on the edge of the corner of the 18-yard box. He's going towards the touchline, and Bailly's too close. Far too close. Coquelin's waiting for the contact, and he knocks him over. They've now got a free kick in line with the 18-yard box out wide left.
Very, very threatening position. One apiece. Villarreal, Parejo to take the free kick. Dion says it's level the penalty area left-hand side, about 8 yards in from the touchline. Number of yellow shirts to aim for inside that penalty area. Parejo with his deliveries plays it towards the far post, and it's clawed away by David De Gea and touches the ball behind for a corner kick.
I don't think he was too convinced with that himself.
Do you know what? You take the words right out of my mouth, Dizzy. It wasn't a great ball in. It was, overhit, and I think he should come and collect that, and he's totally missed the punch and put it out for a corner.
It's the 7th corner for Villarreal. You can hear their supporters in the background. Bruno Fernandes is trying to whip up the Manchester United fans who are behind the goal that Villarreal are attacking. We're almost at the half-time in extra time, and it is still one apiece. Parejo to take the corner kick, outswinger, right-hand side. McTominay gets a touch away. Manchester United might be able to break. Shaw to Bruno Fernandes, plays it forward. The counter-attack is on. Rashford, bouncing ball though, was dealt with by Etienne Capoue. Cavani has it. Loses out though in the midfield. Gerard Moreno plays it forward. Some tired legs out there now. David De Gea out towards Luke Shaw, left-hand side. just couldn't get it away quickly enough, could they, for the counter?
No, they couldn't. I'm actually shattered watching this game because it's now at a furious pace. Bit of a game of basketball at the moment now. The football itself isn't great. They're giving the ball away both sides.
McTominay takes it in his stride. Capoue, though, will see him off and manages to use his strength to hold off McTominay, and the French referee has actually said there was a foul in there anyway.
He's been brilliant, by the way. Capoue's been absolutely
I think those
brilliant.
two have been outstanding tonight. You know, watching from a midfielder's perspective, outstanding, the two of them in different ways. I think McTominay's been United's best player by a country mile tonight.
But when you're thinking of the quality of Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba, you're wondering why they haven't been able to try and seize the initiative themselves.
Yeah, well, you understand that Scott McTominay, that's the way he plays the game, energy, and he drives with the ball all the time. So therefore, if that's what he does, Pogba's got to do what he does, and Fernandes has got to do what he does. Haven't done enough.
Here is Gerard Moreno. Cross takes a deflection, caught out of the air, took a lot of the pace off the ball from the left-hand side. You know Bruno Fernandes, he's won 3 trophies at Sporting Lisbon, but all 3 trophies were won on penalty shootouts. And the way you're looking at it now, you're thinking this could well be destined for another spot kick shootout in Gdansk to settle what is the 50th UEFA Cup / Europa League final. It's the 12th season in the guise of the Europa League, and we might have to go the whole hog because we're inside the last 60 seconds of the first period of extra time, and it is still 1 apiece. Ball played forward by Shaw, but Manchester United in this period of extra time haven't been able to replicate the level of urgency.
Done nothing. Just going through the motions for me at the minute, and they've allowed Villarreal to get sort of a breath of life again, and they're like the fresher team, Villarreal, at the minute.
Wan-Bissaka right hand side, Rashford back, but again in front of Villarreal, 2 banks of 4. Alcácer and Gerard Moreno are also back helping out. We're into stoppage time in the first period of extra time, 60 seconds. Pogba with the cross. Rashford, was he offside? Yeah, had to be offside, and that'll be a free kick. There is a number of frustrated figures that are in the red of Manchester United at the moment.
Yeah, but they can't be frustrated. It's a European Cup final. You know, teams aren't going to just roll over and let you play the way you want to play. You've got to earn the right to win it. You know, Villarreal have been stodgy, been resolute. They've had a good organisation about them. Not been brilliant by any means, but they've been hard to break down. And you don't have a divine right to just turn up and win a European Cup final, or any cup final for that matter. You got to earn it. And for the 15 minutes of this extra time, I don't think you've mentioned Cavani once in the commentary. You know?
No. And probably hardly mentioned Bruno Fernandes in extra time either. I don't seem to recall where the 60 seconds will have elapsed. There's a little glance at the left wrist there for Clément Turpin, the French referee, and there we are. We are at half time in extra time, and we're still at Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1, where Gerard Moreno scored for Villarreal after 29 minutes, and Manchester United equalised through Cavani 10 minutes into the second half, and we're 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout, but no urgency from Manchester United.
Well, I think they've lost the initiative now, and maybe that break between the 90 minutes and the start of extra time, sometimes when you're stood about and you get cold, it's difficult to pick up the tempo of the game again, but shouldn't have taken them that long. But really, they've let the game get away from them, and it's 50-50 now, whereas before it was all about United and could they break Villarreal down. Now the game's in the balance again.
And Dion, the 5 substitutes that Unai Emery has used in the 90, they've got fresher legs out there now.
Yeah, fresher legs, fresher minds as well, sharp voices as well. They can see what needs to be done. We're just looking at pictures of Sir Alex Ferguson there, all wrapped up. Nice, comfortable
What would he do, Dion? What do you think he would do?
He'd throw something.
100%. Oh, right.
He would throw something. He'd be throwing teacups and all sorts. He would not be happy. In my experience of being managed by Sir Alex Ferguson, he would be saying, just pass the ball quicker. Pass the time on, pass the ball on. That's what he used to say. Pass the time on, pass the ball on. Get the ball wide, cross it. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it. 2 centre halves, give it to the midfield players. It's not rocket science at all.
But do you not think he would put on a more attacking minded player?
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
To win it.
That was in his DNA as a manager.
Have to win. He'd have to put Daniel James on or Juan Mata on, to win this game. Listen, like you just mentioned it, Villarreal have been outstanding when it comes to the mindset and the organisation. They haven't threatened Man United half as much as they would like, but Man United have got to do more in possession. They really have. They've got the players to do it, and they've got 15 minutes now to put it to bed.
Just seen a passionate address from Unai Emery. His players in their yellow shirts were gathered in a huddle, and as the second period of extra time begins, still at 1-1, Unai Emery has just given a rousing speech to his players just to try and see if they can go for another 15 minutes, and then we're into penalties. Just seen a shot of one Villarreal supporter overcome by emotion already as he watched inside the stadium in Gdansk. It's a population of 50,000 on that Valencian community in the east of Spain. Only Monaco and Bastia have had UEFA finalists with smaller populations. Monaco, who lost in 2004, Bastia were runners-up to PSV in the UEFA Cup in 1978. Villarreal are still hoping to conquer. As the ball is played in by Parejo, header on by Albiol, the referee's whistle has been blown. It's akin to the population of, say, Hereford, and there we have Villarreal in a European final. I mean, from a footballing point of view, the fact that they're even here is a great story in itself. The fact that they're holding the mighty Manchester United is just, it's a great story.
It is a great story. They're not playing the game like Hereford. They could do Ronnie Radford right now, couldn't they? Could do Ronnie Radford. That's one for the older viewer, that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they've got a couple of bulls, certainly in Albiol at the back, haven't they?
Hey,
that is for sure.
Well done, sir.
1-1.
I played against them in 2004. They're a great team then. Porcelanosa were the sponsors. I think they put a bit of money into them at the time, and 2 years later they played Arsenal in the Champions League semi-finals. But when I played, they had Pepe Reina, Belletti, who won the Champions League, Riquelme, who was just unbelievable player. They're a great side, but it doesn't surprise me that they're round about it, because they've always had the pedigree in,
Yeah, but they consistently punch above their weight. But you're right, they've had some talented players. It is the centre of the Spanish ceramic industry, and they're 1-1 at the minute, and we're into the second period of extra time, not only on 5 Live but also the World Service and Radio Manchester. One apiece. Here is Capoue. Referee has given a free kick. That was Coquelin and Fred going into the challenge. It's a good old 50-50, didn't it?
Yeah, I think he just caught Coquelin late on the foot. The referee, I think he's been pro Villarreal for most of the night. Any 50-50s, he seems to have come out on top for Villarreal. But Man United need to liven up here. They've just been really sort of slumberous at the minute.
Parejo with a free kick for Villarreal, right down the throat of David De Gea.
Is that a word, by the way? Slumberous?
Slumber?
Yeah, I said
slumberous is, I like
that a word?
But let's use it as a word. I think it's very good. Slumberous. Slumberous.
But they need to liven up. There's no urgency or snap or wanting to win the game here.
At the minute, they're sleepwalking towards a penalty
100%,
shootout.
That's and that's not the Man United that you want to see, or the Man United that we know.
There's been no spark in extra time from Manchester United. McTominay goes long, bouncing ball, and Albiol, I think, was expecting Rooney, his goalkeeper, to deal with, and in the end, Rashford's hobbling at the minute. That's not a good sign. Marcus Rashford, as he twisted to get away from Albiol. He's not walking too freely at the moment.
I don't know what happened to him there, because I don't think there was any contact from.
Is it cramp?
Albiol.
He's going down.
He's going
maybe
down.
A bit of cramp.
Yeah, maybe it is a bit of cramp. He's trying to get his toe. He's trying to pull his toe in towards himself and stretch off the hamstrings and the calves. He's done a lot of running tonight, Marcus Rashford. A lot of running.
He's not happy.
No, it's not.
He's on his knees at the moment. He's just slammed his hand down into the ground in frustration. Certainly from a Gareth Southgate point of view, as well as for Manchester United, they'll be hoping it's nothing too serious.
Trying to figure out what that could be, actually, whether it's
just be the way he landed to avoid Rooney, the goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes he's on his knees, they're just checking on him, and Daniel James is going to be coming on. So there'll be an injection of pace from Daniel James. He came back against Wolves when they made the 10 changes for the final day of the Premier League season. He'd previously missed 5 with an unspecified injury, the Welsh international. But when you said the momentum is with Villarreal, inside the stadium, the Manchester United fans are quiet. The noise is coming from the Villarreal supporters.
It doesn't surprise me, because at the moment they look in control when they have the ball. When Man United are not passing it like they should, they're literally taking an age to get to the middle third of the pitch. Daniel James is coming on, I think, and is it Tuanzebe as well?
Tuanzebe is going to be coming on. Daniel James is coming on. Manchester United got a number of options available to them in terms of substitutions in extra time. Just the one remains for Villarreal. We are less than 10 minutes away from a penalty shootout. Still 1-1. Ball hit long. Lindelof heads it away. Here is McTominay, helps it further on towards Pogba. Pogba now coming forward for Manchester United. Pogba finds Cavani. Cavani holds it up, plays it towards Shaw, near side the left. Back it goes to Fred. But they're a side that have lost all momentum in this game. And then the ball has been given away by Manchester United. And Mario plays it forward, and he's continued his run. Gerard Moreno, high ball in field. Alcácer heads it on. Alberto Moreno. Alcácer trying to steady himself. Stopped by McTominay again. It's a vital intervention by McTominay.
What a hero he's been tonight. Right place, right time. That was dangerous. Man United, really passive at the minute. Just watch Rashford off the ball make a run when Man United were trying to break. He looked alright, he looked absolutely fine. So whether they make the change or not still remains to be seen. But they're at walking pace here, Manchester United, at the minute, whether they're with the ball or without it.
He's still feeling the effects of that injury. He's trying to shake it off, is Marcus Rashford. Depending on the level of ambition from Villarreal, if they wanted to have a go, because certainly inside the stadium, they're not coming under any pressure at the back. Let's put it that way.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. And you know what? I've said it all game. They look so comfortable in possession. They know where their teammate is.
Do they stick or do they twist? Well, they're going forward now with Gomez trying to hold off. Bailly loses out. Alberto Moreno forward. Here is Coquelin, just couldn't switch it towards Mario. The fullback, the right back was forward there. He goes in search of the ball now. Lindelof strikes the back of Alcácer. Villarreal inside the penalty area. Alcácer crosses. Coquelin chests the ball forward. Gerard Moreno has a shot. They're appealing for a penalty, a handball. Still the threat remains. Forward here now. This is Mario. Couldn't thread it back towards Coquelin. And the referee's going to stop play because there's a Manchester United player down.
That's McTominay.
McTominay with a head injury. And the Frenchman is being spoken to out of turn, and Cavani, as a result of that dissent, is shown a yellow card.
Yeah, that's lucky from Manchester United. Villarreal, good play from Villarreal. Moreno comes in and just drops it into Coquelin's feet. Etienne Capoue there. Some really good interactive play there from Villarreal. Didn't quite get the end product that they wanted. Last ditch tackles from Manchester United. Scott McTominay at the moment is on the floor. He's been brilliant tonight, as Lenny said many times, but you shouldn't have to rely on a player that young to pull you through a final of such importance. Just watching the replay here from Scott McTominay, I think it's just completely off the ball, isn't it? Completely off the ball.
Well, VAR will be trying to get a look at it.
Surely not.
Potential.
Oh no, surely not.
There is a potential
Surely not.
penalty check for handball in favour of Villarreal. So Francois Lutexier will be having a look at that. The Villarreal players at the time thought it was a handball.
It's definitely hit his hand, and there's nothing he can do about it. Surely they can't give a penalty for that.
The check is over.
Thank God for that.
The check is
You
over.
just never know, though, do
Well,
you?
you don't, and certainly not with UEFA, who tend to be a lot stricter than even in the Premier League. Now, a yellow card might be shown here. Well, I mean, it was Fred. His arm was outstretched, but it was behind his body.
I mean, it
That
flies
was-
off the surface of it. It flies off
Yeah,
the grass.
That
It's-
would have been
Exactly.
harsh. wouldn't it?
Yeah, Moreno, he struck the ball into the ground.
Exactly.
It's gone underneath Fred's leg, and it's hit his hand behind him. He doesn't even. Where else do you put your
It
hand?
would be impossible for Fred to do that deliberately, Dion.
Yes, never.
The change is now being made. Bailly's going to be coming off. So Twanzebe is going to come on for Eric Bailly. And Manchester United are going to be making another change. So this stoppage in play will mean that we'll have quite a number of minutes to be added on by the French referee. 5 minutes remain of extra time as we stand, and then we're into a penalty shootout. And Daniel James has come on. Rashford, for the time being, is still on the field of play. So we'll wait for confirmation as to who Dan James has replaced. At the minute, we haven't yet had that opportunity to see it from the pictures that we're watching in our studio. Who has
Rashford's still on the pitch there,
Rashford's
Ian.
still on there, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought it would have been him.
So James is on. Is it Pogba who's gone off? No.
It is?
It is Pogba. Yeah, Pogba is the player who's gone off. So Paul Pogba, a World Cup winner, is being replaced by Dan James, and play is back underway with 4 minutes remaining. Here now is Shaw. I mean, Pogba would have been a penalty kick taker for Manchester United.
Possibly. He's just going for pure pace in the wide areas now with Rashford and James. Maybe try and catch Villarreal on a counter-attack, but they've been really poor. You know, I don't like criticising teams, but, you know, since the 90th minute, the final whistle, this extra time period, Manchester United have been very, very off it.
He's taken 13 penalties in his Manchester United career, Pogba. He's missed 4, but you're thinking he would have been an automatic choice.
If there's a player that's going to step up and put his hand up and say, yes, I'll take a penalty, it would have been Pogba, 100%.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to prevent it from going to penalties, but only 3 minutes remain. Ball hit long towards Cavani, in towards the arms of Rulli.
I think Cavani just gave Albion a little bit of a nudge there, the skipper. 2 old war horses there having a proper good scrap throughout this game. That would have been a great battle to be involved in. Absolutely fantastic.
On each of the last 9 occasions that a Spanish side has met an English team in a UEFA final, including a Super Cup, the Spanish club has gone on to win. That's going back to the days when Alaves were the last side not to win when they lost to Liverpool. The Villarreal supporters are buoyant. 1-1. We're getting very, very close to a penalty shootout. And we're going to have the drama of a penalty kick to settle the winners of the Europa League, unless something dramatic happens in these remaining 2 minutes. Rashford still playing on, but looks very jaded. Rulli clears it out of play deliberately, out for a throw.
Are you sure?
There's no. It's become a disjointed second period of extra time, hasn't it? There's no rhythm to the game.
Yeah, which, may suit Villarreal more than Man United. Man United look dead on the feet now. Maybe the gamble of not freshening things up earlier is sort of coming home to roost now, but there's a lot of tired bodies out there. And Shaw's obviously not convinced it's an impact injury. It's just probably fatigue more than anything else.
You know what? I think there was a little bit of a coming together with Coquelin's knee and Shaw's sort of left temple, I think. That was the contact I seen. He's looking a bit groggy as well.
Well, when after being so reluctant to make changes, making a number of them now, Shaw is actually, I think might be his wrist that is damaged. He's holding his arm a little bit in that Coquelin knelt on his left wrist. Juan Mata is going to be coming on, and this might well be with penalties in mind. Of course, he scored with a penalty against Wolves for his first goal in the Premier League this season, but we're 60 seconds away from a penalty shootout. you could have actually just written off the extra time. It's been a non-event, hasn't
Well, you
it?
know, when you make a plethora, it's like an international friendly, and you know, when you make a plethora of substitutions, the whole sort of momentum of the game, tempo, fluidity of the game is gone now, and both teams look like they've settled for penalties.
Still one apiece. 30 seconds of extra time remain on BBC Radio 5 Live. The yellow shirts of Villarreal with Pau Torres back to his goalkeeper Rulli. Downfield it goes. Shaw, who's able to continue, wins the header. Rashford now back inside to McTominay. Is there one final thrust from Manchester United? James doesn't keep the ball in play. But if you're being honest, they haven't looked like scoring, Manchester United.
When in extra time, you mean,
Yeah.
or in the second half?
In extra time.
No. The goalkeeper for Villarreal is he's just picking up the ball. Oh, there's a break here.
Villarreal, though, might be able to conjure something up. 3 minutes of injury time in extra time that we're into. After 2 hours of football, it's Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. But Villarreal have a throw deep inside the Manchester United half. Alberto Moreno is going to take it. And as well as Juan Mata, Alex Telles is going to be coming on as well. The Brazilian left back. So he will be coming on for Manchester United. Again, maybe with penalties in mind as far as Solskjaer is concerned. Villarreal with the ball, going all the way back to Rulli. Hits it right-footed downfield. Headed back towards Mario. Plays it forward. Coquelin will not get there. Cleared by Lindelof. Cavani's in an offside position. And Pau Torres will pass the ball to his fellow central defender, Albiol. They'll hit it long. Up towards Gerard Moreno for the run of Mario. Tuanzebe comes across, edge of the penalty area, puts it into the stands. And a pacing. Unai Emery can't even look in the rain because they might have a chance inside the last 90 seconds of stoppage time to try and get a late goal. Are they going to make a change? No, they're not. Mario's going to take the throw right hand side down towards the corner flag. Gerard Moreno tries to turn. Does he get a corner? No, it'll be a throw. Gerard Moreno thought it was in his favour. He's a meticulous coach, and he's certainly done his homework well, hasn't he, Unai Emery, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, his game plan has worked to a certain degree, but you know, they've been so lacking ambition since the beginning of the second half. You know, how they've held on for penalties is credit to their organisation structure, but in terms of a spectacle, it's not been great to watch at all.
McTominay, would he be your Man United?
Would he be Man United for me? Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's been outstanding.
He'd be man of the match, and he'd be a penalty taker as well for me. He'd be a penalty taker for me.
So Telles has come on to replace McTominay, and Mata has replaced Wan-Bissaka. Two changes that straight away smack of penalties.
There, unless somebody's picked up an injury or something. I doubt it. They don't like it. Just on Villarreal, they'd have thrown in the top left corner, and 15 seconds later they passed the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. So it just shows the ambition or lack of ambition that they've shown tonight in a European final.
And there's been another, the sixth and final change. Daniel Rabah has replaced Etienne Capoue. He's one of the 10 that have come through their youth system, so he will come on. He actually has featured quite strongly, 4 in their last 5 La Liga appearances for Villarreal. But the 3 minutes have elapsed as far as stoppage time is concerned, and still Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1. But Mario to Gerard Moreno. This must be the last bit of action of extra time before we go to penalties. Gerard Moreno doesn't get the throw in his favour. It will instead go in favour of Manchester United.
Dizzy, how are you feeling if you're Juan Mata and you're coming on in the European final for like 30 seconds?
You're not happy first and foremost, but then you've got to obviously get rid of all that emotion and think, right, I'm going to be taking a penalty. The first time he touches the ball could be taking a penalty. Juan Mata. He might not touch the ball, but just to take a penalty.
Well,
same with, there you go.
Solskjaer is scribbling down on a piece of paper, and that piece of paper is going to come in handy because at the end of extra time we are going to a penalty shootout. After Villarreal 1, Manchester United 1, it'll be penalties to decide it. Manchester United have lost 5 of their last 6 penalty shootouts, but they did win their last one against Rochdale in the League Cup in September 2019. As far as European competition is concerned, their last was against Chelsea to win the Champions League in Moscow. Heavy rain fell that night. Heavy rain is falling in northern Poland on the Baltic coast in Gdansk. Villarreal's 2 penalty shootouts in European competition, they've both won, but that was the Intertoto Cup. The stakes are much bigger now, and the penalties will be at the end, where the Villarreal supporters are housed in that stadium. And it'll be Villarreal to go first, and Gerard Moreno to take the first penalty kick. He took his tally to 30 goals to open the scoring. It's now a penalty shootout. Gerard Moreno scores. Slow run up, left-footed. David De Gea went the wrong way, dropped to one knee. 5 live, and Gerard Moreno has converted the first spot kick.
Well, that was as cool as you like. He just took that little step, stuttered the goalkeeper. De Gea went one way and Moreno just casually rolled it in the other. I'm always sceptical about those kind of penalties, though. I think if the goalkeeper can stand his ground, he might get there in the end.
So now Rulli, the Argentinian goalkeeper, touches the crossbar, as it is Juan Mata, who's only just come onto the field of play. Juan Mata scores. He converted a penalty at the weekend at Molineux for his first goal in the Premier League season, and despite Rulli diving the right way, he's just levelled in the shootout.
That's his first kick since coming on, Juan Mata. And I mean, Neil mentioned about Moreno's penalty. That's how you take a penalty. Make your decision, put it into the side netting, give the keeper no chance. And never doubted Juan Mata. He's got all the quality you need. One each.
And now for Villarreal, it'll be Daniel Rabah, who, very similar to Juan Mata, who's only just come onto the field of play. The 25-year-old midfielder up against David De Gea. Short run up, scores. And he whips up the crowd in a frenzy behind the goal. It's 2-1 to Villarreal.
Yeah, I think Kelly was right about David De Gea. He's guessing. He's going a bit too early for my liking. You know, he's making it easy. You know, that's not a great penalty. It's sort of slightly to the left down the middle, but if he goes the right way, he saves that. He just needs to hold his ground a little bit more.
BBC Radio 5 Live. We're also on the World Service in Radio Manchester, BBC Sounds, as well as the website and the app. And now Telles, who actually scored a couple of goals in September for Porto against Braga. He again has been brought on with the penalties very much in mind. Alex Telles for Manchester United. It's a stuttering run-up. He hits the penalty and scores. Left-footed, it's 2-2 in the shootout.
Good penalty, another left footer. Telles very, very confident, steers it into the same corner as Mata. Not as far as Mata into the corner, but it went into the back of the net. That's all you can do. Keeper goes the other way, and there's massive celebrations. He punches the air. Fantastic. Fred gives him the salute as well. So yeah, we're level again.
2 apiece. Still at 100%. As the ball is being placed down now for Villarreal. And coming forward, the shot just gets in. It was the substitute Paco Alcácer, and that was a bit of a squeeze, but Villarreal have made it 3-2.
He looked nervous going up to it, and it wasn't a great strike at all. The guy gets down, and he should save it. For me, he gets his arm down, and his hand isn't strong enough. That's a great chance for De Gea. It was a poor penalty.
When you're watching on a TV screen and the TV director keeps cutting to the supporters in the stands, you're thinking, just show me who's coming forward to take the kick. It would be a big help. Bruno Fernandes, who has such an excellent record from the spot kicks for Manchester United. He's only missed once, can't afford to miss now. Bruno Fernandes to score. Rulli goes the right way, but it was powerfully hit, and he finds the bottom left-hand corner. 3 kicks each, and it's 3 apiece in the shootout.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes goes the same way as the other two Manchester United left footers to the keeper's right. Keeper again gets a hand on the ball. If you're a keeper and you get anything on the ball, you're expecting to save it. You've got to have a strong wrist. He's put it in the back of the net though.
13 penalties this season, more than anybody else. 21 out of 22. Now it's with Villarreal, and Alberto Moreno scores. Left-footed, finds the bottom right-hand corner. It was low and it was true, and Villarreal lead 4-3.
Yeah, good penalty. Really cultured penalty, that one. Left foot up, Moreno goes to David De Gea's left. Goes the right way, De Gea, but nowhere near it. Pace, power into the side netting. Very good penalty.
We're getting to the stage where we're almost at sudden death, even in the regulation of 5. It is Marcus Rashford to come forward now. He has scored 9 of his 11 penalties for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford. The pressure must be immense. Rashford waits, eyeing it up. Villarreal lead 4-3. Rashford runs up now, waits, stuttering run up, and scores. Almost sits the goalkeeper down. What a coolly taken penalty from Rashford, and it's 4-4.
You know what? I actually panicked a little bit there. I wasn't too sure what he was doing. It was a slow run up, a fast run up. He kind of stops. Puts it into the keeper's right-hand corner. Very good penalty. He knew exactly what he was doing. Well done, young man. Proud of you.
Well, now we are really at sudden death, because Parejo to come forward. Dani Parejo, signed in August from Valencia. He'd lost 3 semi-finals before helping Villarreal reach this landmark night for them in their history. And the experienced midfielder, Dani Parejo, scores! It was a powerful penalty. De Gea goes the right way, but Villarreal have converted all 5.
De Gea's been far from convincing here. I'm not sure that's going in the corner, Ian. Yeah, it's sort of middle of the goal. He sort of fell down, and obviously he's been maybe wrong-footed, but Parejo, great technician, great penalty. But De Gea again, I thought could have done better with it, or made more of an attempt.
Dani Parejo has done his bit. Villarreal 5, Manchester United 4 in the penalty shootout, and now it all rests on the shoulders of Cavani, and Cavani scores, and we are into sudden death at 5-5.
What a penalty from the superhero Cavani. So cool, right-footed, keeper's right yet again. I think Manchester, all the Man United penalties have gone to the same side, I think. All 4 of them have. Cavani very, very comfortable, very, very confident. Knows exactly what he's doing. Side netting. Keeper had no chance.
Talk about pressure, Dion. He's like ice cold, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's brilliant. Great to watch.
Moy Gomez now in his second spell at the club. The midfielder. Sudden death penalty shootout. Gomez shoots. Gomez scores right down the middle for Villarreal.
Yeah, very good penalty under immense pressure. Straight down the middle. De Gea dives to his left. Absolutely no chance. Again, you know, under these circumstances, you have to pay credit to the boys who are stepping up to take these penalties after the long night. You know, not one miss. It's incredible consistency so far.
It is unbearable in the tension in the stadium. The Villarreal supporters, they are praying, they are hoping, but it's Fred who now comes forward for Manchester United. Fred, the substitute. Fred's run up now, and he scores! Left-footed, finds the bottom right-hand corner, although Rooney was unlucky because he dived the right way, but he was just beaten by the pace of the ball, and it is 6-6.
Yeah, Fred sticks it to the keeper's left. Keeper goes the right way. Too much pace, right in the side netting as well. I've always said if you can hit the ball from the penalty spot and hit the side netting, it's very, very rare that the keeper's going to get there.
Now it falls to Albiol. He scored against Arsenal in the semi-final. He's been solid as a rock at the back for Villarreal. He's had a glittering career. Albiol rolls it in. What a cool penalty. Right-footed, low along the ground, finds the bottom right-hand corner. Villarreal leads 7-6.
Absolutely magnificent. Cool as you like. great run up, opens his body up and sends De Gea the wrong way. He puts it loaded De Gea's left, De Gea goes to his right. Exceptional from a centre half who's been magnificent tonight on the game himself, led by great example.
Unai Emery is stroking his chin. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is rubbing his head. Daniel James, a lot of pressure on the young shoulders of Daniel James. James runs up now and he scores, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Tell you what, the quality of the penalties, terrific. 7-7.
Brilliant penalty, Dan James, well done, mate. Kept his cool, keeper's left, about middle of the goal, middle of the net. Not too far into the corner though.
We will be getting to that stage though where there's going to be takers who don't want to take the penalties.
Yes, and they're the ones we've just seen pictures of now that are going to start panicking.
That was normally me, Dano. I was behind the kit man in the penalty shootouts.
Well, now it's Francis Coquelin, the former Arsenal player. BBC Radio 5 Live, sudden death penalty shootout, Europa League final, 7 kicks have both been converted. It's Coquelin, scores high, very high, into the roof of the net right hand side. And that is the 8th penalty, 8-7 Villarreal.
You just don't see it then. That's the best penalty of the night, right into the stanchion. Cool as you like. Lovely side foot into the top corner. De Gea, absolutely no chance. Even if he'd have gone the right way, he had no chance.
It cranks up the pressure even more. He blows a kiss to the Villarreal supporters. And now it is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw places the ball down. He's been told to adjust it by the referee. That won't do him any good to settle the nerves for Luke Shaw. Rooley jumps up and down on the goal line. Shaw shoots, he squeezes past Rooley. He was very, very fortunate. It wasn't very well hit, but it managed to scramble past the goalkeeper on the goal line. And it is 8-8.
Luke Shaw's got away with that one. He didn't really put any pace on it. He's put it to the keeper's left. The keeper's actually got there behind the ball, and the ball's actually rolled over the keeper's arms. Not strong enough. Got lucky, Luke Shaw, but I don't care. It's in the back of the net, son.
Hey, Dion, if your name's on it, your name's on it.
Even Solskjaer knew that they got away with that one, judging by his reaction.
The kid keeps walking out having a chat with the penalty takers. You think a little bit of gamesmanship's going on here, Daniel? It's not worked so far.
No, it hasn't. David De Gea waits on his goal line. Villarreal now come forward, and that is very well taken by Mario Gaspar. Mario, the substitute, the Spanish international, converts it 9-8 in favour of Villarreal.
I think he's telling the takers which way he's going to dive. But it looks that way because he's going the wrong way more or less every time. Good penalty that, right in top centre. You had no chance of that one really.
9-8 to Villarreal, and it is Tuanzebe, who has never scored in his senior career. The young defender hasn't been on the field so long. Axel Tuanzebe now shoots and scores. Goalkeeper goes wrong, converted it very, very well, right-footed into the right-hand side. 9-9 in the shootout.
18 penalties, 18 very, very good penalties as well. Luke Shaw's is the one that wasn't brilliant, but the rest have been absolutely outstanding. Cool heads, brave penalty takers, but now we're getting to the not so brave. And the seeing shots of Sir Alex Ferguson smiling, enjoying the night as well.
Will be the goalkeepers very, very soon. I once covered Manchester United in a pre-season event in New Jersey. The penalty shootout, just for the Americans, just for the entertainment, lasted for 45 seconds in the searing heat. For 45 minutes in the searing heat. This is Pau Torres now. Could be a Manchester United player next season. And he scored, left-footed, high left-hand side. 10-9 to Villarreal.
I've got to tip my hat off to the players, Dion. They've been absolutely magnificent in this penalty shootout. Pressure, nerves. They just don't seem to be showing it at all. De Gea goes right this time. He has absolutely no chance. It's right in the top left-hand corner as we look. Absolute brilliant penalty.
It's an everlasting penalty shootout. And it is Lindelof now, who's faced by the cheering, yellow scarf waving supporters of Villarreal. And he's got to try and get past the orange shirt of Rooley. Lindelof for Manchester United. The goalkeeper got something on it, but the power of it took it past him. 20 spot kicks, all have been converted, and we're now at the goalkeepers. 10-10.
What a penalty. Put his laces through it, Lindelof. He knew exactly what he was going to do. Pace, power, to the keeper's right. Lindelof's left. Keeper goes the right way. Just can't, he can't stop that one. Two hands wouldn't have stopped that one. Very good penalty. Very good penalty.
When I said we were going the whole hog tonight on 5 Live, we are going the whole hog.
Sometimes the goalies are the best penalty takers. I don't want to put the jinx on Rooney by any means.
It's Rooney against De Gea, and Rooney scores.
See what I mean, Dale? He absolutely zinged that. I remember Kevin Pressman doing one for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah,
Arthur
correct.
Boric did one for Celtic in a penalty shootout. They're all zingers into the top bin.
Joe Hart once took a penalty third for the under-21s in 2009 against Sweden.
What a penalty that is by Rooney.
I tell you what, he struck that very, very well. It was always on the rise. David De Gea then to take the penalty. It's 11-10 to Villarreal. Rooney's just converted his. Now he hopes to be the hero to save it from David De Gea. David De Gea runs up now, right-footed. Rooney makes the save away towards his left. He is the hero for Villarreal. It is a fairy tale for Villarreal, but David De Gea is the fall guy on a nightmare night for Manchester United. And Villarreal, for the first time in their 98-year history, celebrate winning the 2021 Europa League final, and wild celebrations and tears of joy as Unai Emery has won the Europa League for the 4th time in his career. But it's ultimate disappointment for Manchester United. We went to the wire, but it is Rooney, the hero for Villarreal. 11-10.
I wasn't quite sure how he was going to take this penalty. David De Gea walked up to it. There wasn't any conviction in it. He tried to go side foot to Rooney's left. Rooney read him. There was no pace on the penalty at all. No conviction at all. He should have went with what Rooney did. Get your laces through it. If you're not confident, always put your laces through it. Didn't get it right. And they have come here and done exactly what they wanted to do in the way they wanted to do it, and they are champions.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Villarreal. It's been their year. Unai Emery, he must have a trophy in the house now. He's got to give him it. You know, it's an amazing record for a manager. You know, 4 titles, 6 finals. But you know, there's going to be a massive inquest. I think, you know, after this, you know, Manchester United got there'll be a lot of questions to answer. It should never have got the point where your goalkeeper has to keep you in a penalty shootout in the European final. They were the dominant team for large parts of it, but they didn't have the quality to break Villarreal down, and it's such a massive disappointment for the players, for the fans, but I think more importantly it'll be a huge disappointment for the manager.
Their name is being inscribed on the trophy. They have never won a major honour. Manchester United have won 45, so that's the reason why those wild celebrations are taking place at the end, decked out all in yellow. And it might well be raining, but with that yellow there is just that ray of sunshine coming into the stadium from the celebrating Villarreal supporters. These players will be talked about for years in that tiny town of a population of 50,000. But what a shootout. 11-10. And Rooney is the hero for Villarreal, but for Unai Emery, he has surpassed Giovanni Trapattoni with his 4th success. But it is tears of sadness for Manchester United. 1-1 after extra time, but Villarreal win the shootout. 11-10.